Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Game Hub. I'm your host, Gamer K, and with me is my partner in crime, E.
Hello.
So, for those of you who've been following me for the last 3-something years, you should know by now why E is here. It's time for a death battle! Ideas. That is right. I'm doing a third installment of my death battle ideas, and E is here to help debate the characters, debate their abilities, and to guess who could come out on top. And making this list was not freaking easy, because
It was not.
originally I had planned for Harley and Jinx to be on this list, but you know, Death Battle took that at the beginning of the year, so yeah. But we promise you a variety of characters, a variety of battles, and obviously a variety of jokes. So, shall we get started?
Let's.
This is Gamer K's another Top 13 Death Battle Ideas. And why Top 13? Because here at the Game Hub, only the odd can be number one. Let's do it! And thank God the transition video is on the transition shit is on the fritz right now, so thankfully I don't have to do it. Let's get started. Everyone is afraid of something. One of the most common fears is snakes, ophidiophobia. And these two bastards of snakes make most of the motif in any way they can. Like Voldemort, the dark wizard of the Harry Potter series.
And wait, who was the other guy again?
For fuck's sake, are you serious? Naruto.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, the name keeps blanking on me because I. Orochimaru, the ninja snake of Naruto.
These two definitely take their snake motif a little too far half the time. But they are big threats in their respective series. Let's talk about the ninja dude for a bit. So Orochimaru, who is voiced by one of our favorites, Steve Blum. A moment of silence for Steve Blum's awesomeness. Okay, that's enough. Okay, and so Orochimaru, what powers and equipment does he have with him?
Well, he does. Well, again, like most of the ninja uses ninjutsu, which
Well,
of a wide variety. Most of that is snake oriented.
Okay, so give examples of what he can do with that.
Well, one of them he can. I know he can conjure snakes with summoning jutsu.
Now, are these like live snakes or are they like?
Oh no, they're giant living. It's a giant living snake.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah. He also has other. He can also literally extend his neck as.
So he becomes part snake as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, does he use those kunai as well, or does he use?
He does throw kunai around and the shurikens and all that, but they most of them ninjas just use jutsu, do those weird hand sign things.
Yeah, it's almost like sign language for superpowers. Okay, that was an whole thing. But okay, so does he have any other abilities? Like, does he use poison? Does he use what?
I mean, the only notable poison, I guess you guys of poison is what he did to Sasuke. He literally went up, bit him on the neck, and gave him some weird poison curse thing.
Wait, he did it, or one of his snakes did it?
No, him.
Yee.
Remember that thing I said that he could extend his neck
Oh,
out?
shoot.
Yeah, you could literally coil around someone like a snake with that.
So he can, again, morph his body into somewhat snakish and use that to his... Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So does this... Well, because Sasuke's primarily like a pretty good beefed up character, the poison really affected him that much? Or was this really early on?
This was during the trials, during the first ever trials.
Okay, but again,
like where all the students had to fight each other, and it was severely affecting him.
Okay,
and it was all just so Orochimaru could transfer his soul into Sasuke and to cheat death.
Okay, seriously, can people stop ripping off Xehanort? Seriously, this is getting really ridiculous.
He also had 4 other henchmen.
Yeah, but they're not involved in this battle.
No, but they also had that bite. The bite also increases their abilities. Like, it makes them slightly more powerful.
their bite? So every time they bite someone, they get more powerful?
So if they get bit by Orochimaru, they do get more powerful if they let it consume them.
Okay. Now, can this poison lead to death?
No. It doesn't lead to death. It just leads to Orochimaru his soul literally going into them.
Okay, but there is a way to get rid of it, right?
Yeah, killing him.
Okay, so it's like once he's dead, the curse stuff stops.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
And there is a way to stave it off, which they did.
Okay, now, as far as combat goes, outside of using his jutsu and everything and all the snakes, how well is his mobility in his combat?
Well, he's a fucking ninja.
Yeah, but there are some ninjas who can't do shit, like the big fat guy.
He's actually quite agile.
Okay.
Like, he can hop around trees, no issue. He can go toe-to-toe with very strong shinobi.
Okay, good.
Like Kakashi, for instance.
Yeah, except when he's, in his nudie magazines.
True.
Okay, so he's a formidable foe, and he's pretty agile. He's got a great set of abilities. Weaponry, on the other hand, not so much.
Well, it's primarily throwing weapons, so...
Fair enough. All right, now let's get to the one who I think my sister's going to enjoy this one. Tom Riddle was an orphan who was born technically half. He was part magical and part normal person, or mudblood. Well, not mudblood, but...
No, mudblood is the correct term.
Oh, he was a mudblood.
No, he's, technically he would be half-blood.
Yeah, half-blood. And like most angsty kids in an orphanage, no one liked him. They bullied him. So he decided to use his magic to hurt them.
The twisted thing is that he was born because of the effects of a love potion.
Yeah,
he literally cannot feel love.
Yeah, that's also a negative side effect, because this is basically the magical version of being a sociopath.
Basically.
But Albus Dumbledore came to his aid and brought him to Hogwarts, where he could learn his powers. Big mistake, buddy!
Yeah, because his powers consist of, one of them, speaking partial tongue, which is the ability to speak to snakes.
Yeah, where he met his friend Nagini, who...
used to be human.
Yeah.
And then got permanently turned into a snake.
Yeah, they made her hot and everything, but still, they can't really explain all... Wait a minute, so does that technically mean Neville killed a woman? Oh.
Wow!
Uh-oh. Anyway, growing up, he started looking into the forbidden section of the library and found out about the most amazing of dark curses, a Horcrux. By splitting your soul, you can embed your soul into a personal object. The only catch is you have to murder someone.
Yes, and do an extremely dark ritual after the murder.
And the fact that he did this 7 times, and each time he did it, broke up his body even more.
Yep.
Which, I gotta say, give him this. He was freaking dedicated.
This whole goal was to obtain immortality, which, yes, that is one way.
And to become the most powerful wizard of all.
Which, yeah, he technically did.
Which resulted in him taking over Germany. I mean Hogwarts. In order to bring the Third Reich. The
Wizard supremacy, basically.
Yeah, basically he's Wizard Hitler. Literally.
Yeah.
And I gotta admit, his magic abilities are almost bar none. He was so powerful, he was able to tie Dumbledore in a duel. Yep. Just when he got his powers back.
Yeah.
He can breathe fire out of his mouth. He can control his snake Nagini.
Yeah, he did technically fight Harry when he first resurrected. That's when
technically that wasn't more of a fight. Harry wasn't really fighting. That was just not ragging him around like a rag doll.
Yeah, but they did do that beam struggle, which was freaking awesome.
Which resulted in one of the worst video game final bosses ever. Not only that, but he has a mastery of the 3 forbidden spells. The ability to control people, the ability to torture people, and, of course...
the killing curse.
Avada Kedavra. And this is why you gotta be precise, or else saying abracadabra could lead into a really bad birthday party.
Yep.
His magic, on the other hand, while It's not very shown how much he knows, but we can just assume because of his
He knows
years,
a lot.
he knows a
He's actually gone around the world to different magical areas and learned a lot, including necromancy.
Yeah, which is ironic considering he was the one who needed to be resurrected.
Yeah, I mean, the cave where Harry and Dumbledore went to get the locket, those things were created from necromancy.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
He also is really good at curses.
We already assumed that.
Well, no, because he literally cursed the position of the dark arts teacher.
Oh yeah.
Why do you think in every movie there's always a new professor for that?
I just thought Hogwarts didn't have that much of a background check.
No, it was because of Voldemort.
Yikes.
Yeah, because
so all the shit that happens throughout every single movie of the dark arts teachers, that was because of him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because seriously, this is why you got to pick your alumni seriously.
Yep.
All right, so between these two serpent warriors, who wins the fight?
Well, it's all a matter if Voldemort can actually land any hits. Because he would have to try and, if you wanted to kill him, he'd have to make sure he stayed
down
long enough to get the killing curse off. So he could use Stupefy, for instance, to stun the opponent, to stun him.
To be fair,
but he would have to be able to hit Orochimaru.
Plus, Orochimaru can just use his because he could use his Jitsu to use his snakes to get in the way.
So he could summon snakes to bind him. He could literally wrap around him to also.
But Voldemort also has that ability to turn to that like twisted like shadow thing in order to teleport, kind of.
Oh, the ability to fly.
Yeah. So that's also a factor. I'm gonna say this. I think the battle hinges on who uses like each other's weaknesses more, because in this there is no Horcruxes.
No, it's just a straight fight.
And also think about it. Nagini technically counts as a double for Voldemort. So while he's fighting, Nagini could, in theory, he could use his magic on Nagini because she is impervious to magic because she is a Horcrux.
Except for the killing curse, because that can hit her. And yeah, but since we're not, if we're going to bring Nagini, we would have to bring in at least someone else to help Orochimaru, which
he has his snakes already, so that counts.
Yeah, but those are part of a jutsu.
Nagini is part of Voldemort in a way because she is a Horcrux, which is part of his soul.
Yeah, but we said we're not using Horcruxes.
Well, that's the only exception because she's not she's not just a Horcrux. She's also a weapon for him.
True.
But the big factor for me is the fact that even though Voldemort could, in theory, land a good amount of blows on Orochimaru's cunning. He had to manipulate a good majority of ninjas and go up against a bunch of the best shinobi ever. Voldemort had a lot of his minions do the work for him.
Yeah, and his major fights, he forced Harry to run, which not really much of an accomplishment.
Killed Harry, but that was part of the plan.
Yeah, so he had to run from Dumbledore because Dumbledore overpowered him, and Harry literally forced them out by the power of friendship.
Ugh, can we not?
No, that's legitimately what he did.
Yeah, and plus, even if they got in like a close arm fight, all Orochimaru would have to do was just bite him, and that would give him the time he needed to end it. Voldemort's curses?
Yeah, Voldemort isn't really a physical fighter, so one punch from Orochimaru would knock him out, and all Orochimaru would have to do is just start throwing kunais into his heart.
Yeah, even if he could use his magic to destroy those weapons and get a little bit of advantage, there's no way Voldemort could land a killing blow on Orochimaru with all of his little tricks.
Yeah, and the thing about Jutsu is, technically, it's not full magic.
Exactly. It's
so
technique.
It would actually be able to kill Nagini.
Exactly.
And all he has to do is just throw his kunais and
just to distract him, even then just use
a distraction. And then, yeah, like honestly, as much as I like Harry Potter and Voldemort, I have
Orochimaru just had the better skill, had the better equipment, and the better ability to take out Voldemort.
Yeah.
Which means Orochimaru Slytherin to victory. The winner is Orochimaru.
Yep.
Next up, who doesn't love a woman in a cat suit? You know?
Are there women in cat suits?
Okay, you think this opening joke has gone on too long?
A little bit, yeah.
Selena Kyle, the Catwoman of Gotham City. 12.
And Black Cat.
Felicia Hardy, the obvious... I can't think of a cool intro for her. I need that back. Thank you.
The Sexy Thief.
They're all both sexy thieves, god damn it. Okay, this is the death battle idea that has not been done yet, and I am shocked.
Yeah, even I'm shocked.
Okay, we're gonna go through this one pretty quick because there's a lot more to get through.
Yeah.
So let's not take so much time on each one now.
Yeah.
So, Selena Kyle grew up as an orphan. Using her mastery of thievery, she was able to become a great, again, a cat burglar in a sense, throughout Gotham City. Basically stealing wealthy stuff from the rich. And in her youth, she also acquired gymnastic skills and hand-to-hand combat skills.
Yep, and she also learned how to use a whip.
In both fun and not fun ways.
Yep.
She also has caltrop bombs, and she's got bolas. Not only that, but she has had a very amazing relationship with Batman. Romantic and professional. One thing I do say is that Catwoman does have a good majority of arsenal. From the whip to the bolas. Plus she's got I don't know how to say this. Her hand-to-hand combat skills are pretty good for being non-superhuman, non-augmented. For being pretty much just a basic, not a basic woman, but wow, there's no way I can say this stuff without sounding rude.
She's basically an above average person when it comes to combat.
Pretty much. Not only that, but she also has she's gone toe-to-toe with some of the best villains in DC.
And heroes.
Yeah, from Superman to Wonder Woman to
Brainiac.
Yeah, we're not just talking about the video game, right? We're talking about in general, right?
And like throughout all comics,
that's
all
what
video
I thought.
Games, she's gone up against some powerhouses and lived.
Yep. There has been no game no canon where Catwoman actually dies, except for a good number of comics. TV show, she doesn't die, and we're not counting the Batman Returns one because we all know Selena Kyle lived.
Yeah.
Because Michelle Pfeiffer doesn't die.
The only Catwoman that we are not counting is the one done by Halle Berry.
Get the vet. This cat's got to be put down.
No, I'm getting the goddamn flamethrower.
No hating on Halle Berry. It's just
the
god awful.
It's just a god awful movie, yeah.
But overall, Selena Kyle definitely is up there with some of the best female characters and anti-heroes in all of comics.
Oh yeah.
Everyone can always agree on that.
Yep.
But the only thing that would put her down on the list a little bit in terms of being able to fight, again, she's not much. It's not her moral compass that's the issue. It's just her not wanting to be a hero.
Yeah, which in a way is a bad thing, but in another way is an okay thing. It depends on your personal preference, but
personal preference.
Yes, and that pun is intended.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Felicia Hardy was a socialite.
She at one point was a normal college girl.
Yeah, not to mention her father was basically rich as shit.
Yes, and he was also but he got that wealth through theft.
Okay, seriously, what is it with skin-tight cat suits and thievery?
They go hand in hand, I guess.
Fair enough. So finding out about her father's past, she didn't really like it.
No.
Until she was experimented on and became the Black Cat.
Through a super soldier serum that was
same one that was used
by the Kingpin, or at least his henchman.
Alistair Smythe.
Alistair Smythe, yes.
Wait a minute, we are talking about the 94 one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in other variations, Black Cat isn't augmented at all.
No,
She's just
not at
a
all.
natural thief with natural ability and has a thing for platinum white hair, which we are not arguing with.
Nope.
There was even one where she had an innate ability of good luck.
Yep.
Though she was played by Laura Bailey.
So basically, she had the opposite effect of an actual Black Cat.
Nope, every time Spider-Man tried to catch her, he would get all the bad luck.
Yeah, that would be her getting the good luck. She had the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Everyone else had the normal effect.
Sadly, yeah, but we're not talking about that one.
No.
Overall, Felicia Hardy decided to turn to a life of, well, not crime exactly, but to be a thief nonetheless, like her old man. And-
Right up until she started dating the human-turned-vampire Morbius.
Yeah, that was
And then she became a vampire hunter. I'm not joking. She actually becomes a vampire hunter. With Morbius and Blade. They literally go around hunting vampires.
Yeah, I think I prefer when she's just the usual thief. I think I prefer that.
Yeah. Plus, in this version, she can go back to her regular old self.
Yeah, it's kind of like an instant power-up thing where she can just change at will. Does her hair change color, or is that a wig?
No, her hair does change color.
Damn, she can make big bucks.
Yep.
Anyway, she does have, other than, being a natural thief and natural gymnastic skills, she has her claws, she doesn't have that many weapons, to be honest.
Not really, but she is adept at combat.
Plus she's got a disruptor that will disable Spider-Man's web shooters. That I learned from the DLC in the Marvel Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
And her suit is pretty durable too, from withstanding blades, bullets.
She's gone toe to toe. She goes toe to toe with freaking vampires.
I know, right?
Like, you can't get better. You can't get more powerful than a freaking vampire. At least in her terms.
Yeah, that's basically her highest part.
Yeah, her highest thing is going up against vampires.
Only negative though, she hasn't been doing this that long. So that's where I think Catwoman can edge her out a little bit. Whereas Felicia Hardy had the super serum put on her not immediately, but later in her life. Selena Kyle's been doing this all her life.
Yeah. And she does have, does have more weapons, more versatility, and her weapons would be pretty effective.
Yeah, from using her whip to snag her leg or to just deal damage. Her bolas could obviously trap her, and the caltrops could be a little annoying, I guess.
Well, she would have to avoid them, and with the caltrop, those things have been able to hold people who
bolas. You mean
the bolas have held people way stronger than either of them.
Not only that, but so overall, who are we giving the win to?
It has to go to Catwoman.
I agree with you, but not just because I like both of them equally.
Same here.
Not just because of the good looks. I love both of them as characters. I love both of their stats. But not just the experience that gives Catwoman the edge. Think about it. Black Cat fought against some of Spider-Man's biggest baddies, plus vampires, like you said.
Yeah.
Catwoman went up against Superman, Wonder Woman, and Brainiac.
Basically, she went up against beings that could be called
gods.
Basically.
Plus a cybernetic one.
Yeah. And Black Cat, no, she hasn't gone up against beings that could be called gods.
She went up against immortals, but not on the same way.
Yeah. So
Black Cat may have had good luck on her side, but Catwoman's experience and weaponry edges her out in this fight. Is there a pun we can do for this?
I mean, we could either go she purred her way to victory or clawed her way to victory.
We have to decide right meow.
And there's the pun that goes up to the next section.
Thank you. There have been, when it comes to fighting, some people go for the strategic way, some go for the brute way, and others just like to go as fast as possible and beat the shit out of people in no time flat. Luck Voltier, the lunatic fighter of the Black Bulls. This is why we practice.
And Ventus from Kingdom Hearts.
Yep. All right, let's discuss Ventus first, because that way we can get him out of the way quickly.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard when your whole backstory is you were literally made to be a weapon.
Yeah.
I don't think we can go from there. Ventus was used to basically create the ultimate weapon. It didn't work, and
Yeah.
I
mean, he is strong in his own right.
Backstory-wise, he was used by Leonard. He was used by Spock.
Yeah.
To create an ultimate weapon. It failed. He brought him to Joker.
Yep.
Do you think everyone's getting these jokes?
Probably not.
Damn it. I don't care. And he decided to learn how to fight with the Keyblade Masters, plus with his friends, Aqua and Terra. What, no Flamma?
I wish. Well, his... Again, yeah, because that would have actually been interesting to have water, earth, wind, and then fire.
Yeah, but we make enough jokes about that.
Yeah. I guess technically you could say that Sora would have filled that role for fire.
Axel.
I mean, for Keyblade wielders.
He is a Keyblade wielder, you ass. We're getting off topic here.
Yeah, anyway, yeah.
Ventus's combat style is basically fast, hit him hard.
Yeah. And his sword style is reverse grip.
Yeah, I know. I gotta admit, it's pretty amazing having a combat style like that. And plus, because he uses a lot of speed-based attacks, it works.
Yeah.
Plus, he's got a mastery not just of all the magic, elemental magic, but he uses the aerial one a lot easier.
Yeah, because his ability is literally air.
Yeah. So. Plus all the shot blocks that he has, which is basically the same as everyone else's, and his variety of Keyblades doesn't really matter. His variety of Keyblades doesn't really matter because the majority of them are basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Except for the story ones.
Yeah.
But overall, he's fast, he's adept, and
he has a decent armor set.
Pretty much. But not to mention, he can use his Keyblade to turn into a literal flying skateboard. Seriously, video games are getting hoverboards before we are.
Yep.
I'm mad.
Everybody's mad.
Although the one thing about Ven is, even though he's fast, he doesn't hit hard.
No.
His attack stats are okay and everything.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is, like, his style might be a little more oriented to death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah, instead of the one big cut, he goes for all the small hits.
Yeah.
Which doesn't matter, and plus with his speed, he's been faster than a lot of other enemies he's fought.
Yeah, he's gone up against quite a few good enemies. I mean, the Unverse, they're basically what happened, they're the
negative emotion monsters.
Yeah.
Plus his ultimate attacks are pretty incredible.
Yeah.
He can also conjure up tornadoes and move them.
Yep.
God.
Like,
it's amazing. It's actually amazing of how fast he can be. Okay,
but he also can't really take hits that well.
Yeah, his defensive is almost non-existent.
I'd say he's like a glass cannon.
Yeah. On to the next one?
On to the next guy, yeah.
Oh yeah, this one is all me because you know jack shit about Black Clover.
Pretty much.
Luc Voltier was a little boy he pretty much was a little bit of a royal. Basically, in the Black Clover Kingdom, it's the commoners and the royals, where royals basically think highly of themselves, and the commoners are, commoners.
Yeah.
Luc was a really weird case. Okay, long story short, his mother was freaked out by him because he constantly smiled a lot.
I think anybody would be freaked out by
like
that.
not in a sinister way, but Luc loved to fight. Even when he was a little kid.
He's a combat junkie.
Pretty much, yeah. He loves sparring with his friends. He loves fighting, and he always goes all out. But the problem is, he kind of had like a split, not a split personality, although he was technically an elf reincarnate. But that's another story in and of itself.
Yeah.
But joining the Black Bulls, he was learned to calm down and act. And when he did fight, yeah, you don't want to be around this guy. He uses lightning magic with his grimoire, which will always be floating with him. He doesn't use the traditional form of lightning attacks, which is sending thunderbolts at people or sending out storms. He basically armaments himself with god gloves, which are static electricity gloves, and boots, which gives his, are you okay?
Yeah.
Which gives his speed a great boost. Not only that, it can also turn into a thunderclap.
Huh.
He can also shoot lightning from his gauntlet, from the electric gauntlets, but that's more, he loves getting up close and personal. So when he gets the chance, he will. Not only that, but later in the show, like I don't read the manga, so my knowledge is purely anime based. Learning from the Heart Kingdom how to use runes in order to boost your magic, he learned by using a couple runes up behind his feet right when he was about to go. He literally turned himself into a Voltic Thunderbolt. And I can't remember what the attack is, but this is an attack that went so fast it struck the Spade Kingdom Knight that he was fighting and almost burned a hole through his chest.
Wow.
And that's when he was still learning how to use the runes.
Yeesh.
Because they were training for 6 months, but he was still having a hard time utilizing the runes properly. But yeah, when it comes to fast-paced combat, luck does not around. When he gets into that mode, it's almost like trying to calm down a bull in a china shop. You cannot do it because you don't want to be near him.
Yeah. Can he take hits, though?
Oh, dude, that's the thing. Luck, being a battle junkie, the more his opponent gives him a fight, the more enjoyable Luck finds it. And the harder he'll fight back. Basically, You hit him once, he'll hit you 10 times. And considering his speed is almost bar none of anyone in the Clover Kingdom, and he's only 16 years old.
Wow.
So it's not like he's an experienced fighter. I mean, he's an experienced fighter, but at his young age,
yeah,
it's insane. Watching this kid fight is one of the few joys I have in Black Clover. Mostly because the fan service is very minimum. Okay, so between wind speed and lightning speed, who gets the edge?
I have to go with Black Clover.
Really?
Yeah.
Explain?
Well, like we said, Ventus is basically a glass cannon. While he can do some damage, he can't really take it.
That's true. And even if Luck is kind of...
That speed boost thing where he almost burned a hole in someone's chest, he gets that off once, Ventus is dead.
But again, Ventus has had years to master stuff. Luck only came up with that like last minute. And he had to keep trying in order to get it perfect.
Yeah, but Ventus isn't going to be able to predict that, and he's not going to be able to dodge in time.
Not only that, but Ventus can't use thunder magic against Luck. So even though he has like fire magic, wind magic, ice magic, he can't. I mean, even if he used the Seeker Mines, which will follow Luck around, and they could eventually hit him.
Yeah, but before they even could, Luck would easily be able to take out Ventus without any issue.
That is true. So in the battle of speed, it just comes down to Luck.
Yep.
Man, that was a weak joke.
We couldn't really do anything else with that. Anyway, next.
Yep. Oh, what is it about villains? Not just villains, but silent villains who are basic badasses in their own right.
Well, they can be terrifying. One thing.
Well,
we have Darth Maul, the Silent Sith.
And we have Solo, the last member of the Mu from Mega Man Star Force. Given that this is Edison's realm of expertise?
Maul was a Zabrak from, well, the Zabrak species based off of Tathamir, which is ruled by the Night Sisters. That's a whole other thing. He was given to Darth Maul at a very young age.
He was given to himself?
No, sorry, he was given to Darth Sidious at a very young age and trained in the ways of a Sith. He doesn't actually like to use the Force, though.
Really?
He doesn't. He will do Force jumps and some
manipulation,
but not all that much.
Please tell me he's a warrior who loves a good fight.
He does love a good fight. And his weapon of choice is a saber staff or a double-bladed lightsaber.
Literally the only cool thing to ever come out of Star Wars that wasn't.
Well, Darth Vader.
Yes.
Like, yeah. He actually can talk, but doesn't.
He just chooses to be that silent menace.
Yes. Darth Sidious actually uses the Force
to make him
talk whatever Sidious wants him to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the TV show, Star Wars, The Clone Wars...
Can we get into his abilities and powers instead of going through all the backstory?
That's why I'm going into that. He does have, like I said, Force jump, and he has Force throw. He has basically all the standard Force abilities.
Yep.
He does have the some dark side abilities, but that's not very shown.
Mm-hmm.
His style is more in the lightsaber department.
Yeah, which his lightsaber skills are badass. It's amazing.
Yes. Oh, they are on par. He managed to take out.
He managed to kill Liam Neeson.
Qui-Gon Jinn, yeah, he killed him. And he's also managed to take out quite a few other people. He's actually killed an entire village of people, which included children.
Okay, seriously, what is this like? Is the dark side some bizarre frat house where you, in order to initiate, you need to murder a bunch of children?
No, the dark side just makes you inherently evil. That's the thing about the dark side; it just makes you inherently evil.
Gee, wonder why. Okay, and
he's gone toe-to-toe with Obi-Wan Kenobi on several different occasions.
Plus Qui-Gon Jinn at the same time.
At the same time, and then one-on-one.
Yeah.
And the only reason Kenobi was able to beat him was because
there was a half-off sale at the mall.
Pretty much.
Come on, that was a good one.
That was good.
Thank you.
He does finally meet his end to Kenobi in Rebels. In Rebels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he fully dies in Rebels.
Okay.
He goes toe-to-toe with not only Kenobi, but Asajj Ventress, who uses 2 lightsabers and can combine them into a double-sided, into a saber staff.
Yeah.
He's gone up against Darth Sidious along with his...
Did he ever fight Grievous?
No. That's the only opponent he's never gone. He's gone up against the leader of Death Watch, who was a Mandalorian that wielded the Darksaber. Okay,
just so I can kind of understand ability, how high would this general guy be? Like, use terms I can understand.
Okay, so we'll put this on a scale of from 1 to 10. Grievous would be a 8, whereas Maul would be a 10 in combat abilities.
Okay, but no, the guy who he finally met his end to, like how high would that be?
Kenobi and him were
not Kenobi.
That's who he met his end to.
Oh, he actually lost to Ben. Oh,
yeah, he's lost Obi-Wan Kenobi twice.
Man, that's got to be karma.
Yeah, and Kenobi was in his elder years when he did this.
Yikes!
On Tatooine, mind you.
Does that matter?
He first lost on Naboo and then Tatooine.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Well, at least he looks cool.
Yeah, and again, it was a very good fight. Kenobi's style was actually a perfect contrast to his.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So
time for my guy.
Yep.
Mega Man Star Force 2. the lost continent of Mu, which is a technologically advanced society. You know, because ancient civilizations always have the best technology. They had iPads while we still had Blackberries. But there is one final descendant of this ancient race, and that kid was Solo. Coming in around 13 years old in the canon of Mega Man Star Force 2, Solo isn't an anomaly. In order for Mega Man Star Force, you need an EM being, an FM being, which is an alien of electromagnetic waves, aka EM.
Yeah.
Like Mega Man, like Geo and Omega Sis, they change into being Mega Man. Solo, on the other hand, doesn't need an EM being to change. He uses an ancient star carrier, which turns him into this. I will show you the image later because this doesn't do images, so just look there and give an amazed look.
Holy fuck.
I will show you the image later and we will compare. But yeah, he does not need an EM being to change. Not only that, he can do it at will. Like anytime he wants. And this form is called Rogue. No, not that Rogue. Although, who doesn't love that Rogue?
True enough.
His abilities are bar none. From hand-to-hand combat to using his sword that he can generate out of thin air. He also has a glowing purple fist where he can send out copies of, like an air fist. Not only that, for a first attack during battle, he has a protective barrier around him. And in the third game, he gains an FM being from Mu named Laplands, which is this ghoulish-looking gray monster that he doesn't use to change into. Laplands can fight on his own with claw swipes, and he can morph into a giant blade for Rogue to use, which increases his fighting power tenfold.
Impressive.
No, and the thing is, much like I don't know how to say this, but Rogue doesn't give a about anything. He doesn't care about friendship. He doesn't care about connections. He's basically, you know how Proto Man's the opposite of Mega Man and everything. Rogue is the opposite of Mega Man. Whereas Mega Man wants to form bonds with people, Rogue seeks power through solidarity. And although he has come to grow a respect for Mega Man, he sees him more as a rival and not a friend.
Yeah, that makes sense. But
dude, throughout the first bit of number 2, Rogue is a beast. He's barely been beaten half the time. His swordsmanship is unlike anything you could ever imagine. Plus, he can also send out a wave of purple energy not just as a fist, but on the ground, like as a shock wave to damage you. And he can jump around like effortlessly because he has an ability kind of like, it's called air shoes, which gives him like a little, not flight, but the ability to imagine like the force jump.
Okay.
And the thing is, he defeated, and I counted this, about close to 100 Mu soldiers in order to kind of help Mega Man stop Mu. And no, I'm not talking about the Mu from Monster Rancher. If you don't know that, shame on you. But yeah, okay. So I've talked enough, you talked enough. Between these two badass rogues, who gets the win?
Well, it all depends on if Maul can get in close with his lightsaber.
He can, but remember, the barrier around Rogue only works once.
And given that he's using a saber staff, one fluid motion, he hits the barrier once and then can easily hit him again.
Anything else?
I mean, he could technically throw him around for a few minutes to see how this person will react, but ultimately, he has lost to people who have had similar abilities and
plus less experience.
Yeah.
Not only that, but he's not just fighting Rogue, he's fighting Laplands too, because when he's not being the sword, Laplands can morph back into his FM form and just
Yeah.
they can double team him.
Yeah, and he's barely been able to hold his own against 2 opponents.
Yeah. The only reason he was able to kill Qui-Gon and kind of get a little advantage over Obi-Wan was that stupid barricade.
Yep.
So overall, the mall is closed because the victory is a solo game.
Yep.
Man, I need to start coming up with better jokes.
Well, that was still a good one.
Thank you. All right. What is it about badasses with motorcycles and just fighting with your goddamn fists? Like Makoto Nijima, one of the members of the Phantom Thieves of Heart.
Versus
Snow Villiers, the rebel from Final Fantasy XIII. Who do we talk about first?
Let's get Snow out of the way because
We're in Canada. We can't get snow out of the way.
Funny.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Snow is basically your, I guess, average rebellion hunk guy.
Played by Troy Baker.
Yes. His whole thing is that he punches stuff. His coat has a system where
Has emblems.
Where he puts an emblem on it. He can
Powered up.
He powers up. You can either have a fire fist, an electric fist, or both. Or it's just stupid. He barely takes damage. Like he literally.
He's a tank.
He fell 100 fucking feet and got up with a tiny limp for a few seconds.
Yep.
His whole thing is that he wants to get his girlfriend back,
who
is named Sarah. And oh dear God, the goddamn counter.
The what?
There's a Sarah. Someone did a.
Oh yeah.
That Sarah was mentioned.
But Edison. Okay, look. I know you're mad, but look at her. Tell me you wouldn't fight for her.
Yeah, no, I'd more fight for his
Pink
goddamn
hair.
I fight him for his goddamn twin motorcycle bitch.
Pink hair. Freaking adorable as shit. Cute outfits. Plus, voiced by Laura Bailey. Although
I'd rather fight to get her sister.
Although the age thing kind of is an issue, being 14, 16, and him being 18, 19, 20 something.
Yeah. But you also have to remember the legal age in Japan is 14.
Do I have to punch you?
No, and this was pointed out by Nostalgia Critic, by the way.
I am aware.
Yeah.
Not only that, but like he said, he does have his Adolans, the Shiva sisters, who are basically ice-based.
Yeah, and when they go into their motorcycle form, they're literally doing this.
Edison, this is a family-friendly show.
Yeah, why do you think I showed the visual and not the actual...
I'm gonna have to
words?
frickin' censor that. Who am I to care? This video's 18 up anyway.
Yeah, the way he obtains them is he literally has to turtle up and just take hits.
Well...
No, that's literally what you do.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. To fight the Adolans, you have to kind of go the opposite of what you normally do for each character.
Yeah.
Take hits, debuff.
Yeah.
But the attacks from the sisters are amazing. When they're in their humanoid form, they throw their little wheel attack and do some ice magic.
Yeah, it is a good fight, but...
Plus, the ice attacks in the motorcycle form are absolutely amazing. Creating ice ramps, doing a burnout with ice, creating a giant snow cluster tornado.
Yeah, and he has gone up against some very powerful opponents, including Orphan.
Yeah, can we just forget that thing existed?
Yeah.
As badass as it was...
He still did technically go up again, and then he went up against the weird boss thing that was trying to enslave him.
Oh, yeah, and Lightning Returns.
Yeah.
Could we please again forget that existed too?
Yeah, but he's an
amazing fighter.
He's an amazing fighter.
Plus, he's tanky as shit. He can take a lot of hits.
And in Final Fantasy 13-3...
Lightning Returns,
he does actually upgrade from his fist to an axe. For one cutscene.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to using his fist.
Yeah. The only criticism I could do for him is that even though he doesn't have that much healing stuff on his own, it's hard to say, like, it's hard to get the word out, but he does care about other people.
He does, and even though he was pretending to be the bad guy throughout most of the game,
yeah,
because anyone with that stupid tattoo is marked as an evil person.
He wasn't pretending. People thought he was evil because of that mark.
Yeah. So he played the part.
Yeah. But he did it good.
Yeah.
All right. Makoto Nijima, a.k.a. Best Girl of Persona 5. Fight me, YouTube. Fight me. Basically, being the daughter of a police commissioner who died. Yeah, I know. Very Batgirl vibes.
Yeah.
Her older sister was a prosecutor and basically had to stop her life to raise her. So throughout pretty much her teen years, Makoto was always told to do as she's told, which she did, and she's also student council at her high school. And she was told by her principal to keep an eye out on the Phantom Thieves. She was told to do this regardless of what she thought. And she was even called out on it by the Phantom Thieves, saying that when the incident happened at the school, she basically did nothing. Like, she kind of knew about the abuse that was going on, but did nothing because the adults told her to.
Yeah.
During the third palace in the game, which was a bank, they kind of got in debt to this mob boss who told them to raise 20,000 yen for them within a couple weeks. So going into his palace, and Makoto being there because she is his customer in order to help gain entry to the bank, it's a whole big thing. I'm not going to get fully into it. Pretty much, the jackass mobster hit a nerve with her, saying that she'll do what she's told, and that puts her to her final. She finally decides to step up for herself, and that's when she becomes that.
Yeah.
Queen. Which is her persona, Johanna, is a actual motorcycle.
Cool.
And this thing is badass to begin with. Her element is nuclear.
Oh dear God.
No, like not nuclear war, but just nuclear power.
Yeah, that's still devastating.
In her persona mode, she is absolutely a goddamn tank. She has brass knuckles as weapons, which upgrade, you can get new ones throughout the game.
Yeah.
She uses what pistol does she use? Because all of them have weapons plus pistols.
Yeah.
And not an Uzi, but like a Tokarev. Like a Tokarev pistol.
Yeah.
And not only that, when she removes her mask, her persona, Johanna, will come out, which acts like a regular motorcycle, uses nuclear attacks, physical attacks. And she's just a badass. Again, a badass chick on a badass motorcycle. But she is also basically just a human in the personified realm. So she can still get physically hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. Between these two badasses, who gets the win?
Well, Snow doesn't really have any actual weapons outside of that one cutscene, but that was a cutscene.
But because of his Lassie power, his fists are technically amped up.
Yeah, I mean, even before he got his Lassie powers,
he took down a robot!
He literally punched it into nothing!
No, wait, didn't light... Oh, no, wait, I'm talking about that the first, not the first boss, but that, when all five of them got together, minus Fang, when Sarah exploded into Crystal, that machine Lassie thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fought that without his powers in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later that he got his magic and then got the sisters.
Yeah. He still did have that coat, which did augment his physical abilities.
Exactly. He literally landed fists on a godly machine.
And again, he has fallen a significant height, 100 bloody feet, and survived.
Not only that, but he's taken bullet fire and no scratches.
Yeah. Like, he is physically, he is basically a tank.
Both of them are.
Yeah, it also depends on whether he can actually get a hit in. Get close enough to get a hit in.
He obviously can because even though Makoto has that Tokarev, he's taken bullet fire before. So it's not new.
No, but yeah, so
I think the big battle comes between the battle of Persona versus the battle of Adolans.
Yeah, that's
because while Makoto's her, unlike the other Personas in the Persona 5, hers is the only one that is kind of she has to be on it.
Yeah, whereas with the Shiva sisters, he doesn't have to turn them into the motorcycle
for them to be useful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
if he summons them out first,
well, they can do it regardless. He can summon them, and then she can rip off her mask and summon Johanna.
Yeah. So if they both with the Shiva sisters, if he just summons them outright, they can. It's basically a 3-on-1 fight.
Actually, it's more than that. Not just the Battle of Persona, but because Makoto's element is nuclear, he's able to use other types of magic.
Oh, yeah.
So he has a bit more versatility.
True.
So, sadly for the Queen, Snow has fallen. No, wait, Snow has fallen will be if he lost.
Yeah.
Snow has come? I got no joke.
Yeah, it's really hard to make a joke with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Snow just wins.
Yep, Snow wins. What is it about guns in anime that make it so useful for children? No, seriously, that's not a segue. I'm actually asking.
It stops the pedos?
What anime have you been watching? Anyway, Beelzemon, the badass gunslinger.
Versus Death the Kid.
Basically the son of Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get Beelzemon out of the way right away. So, starting off, we're not going to be discussing Impmon, his pre-evolution. We're just going to go right into Beelzemon. This badass mega. I don't know how to explain him more than that. He's a demon biker boy. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
His motorcycle... Oh, right. It was a possessed motorcycle, wasn't it? If we're thinking about Tamers. Right?
I think so.
Yeah, and then he was able to master it. And he able to defeat all those Crystallismon who were champions. And then he defeated the Inframon that they merged into. Not as strong as the one in the movie. And he did all that with barely using any attacks. His main weapons are his twin blasters for double impact, his darkness claw ability, and in burst mode, he gets a freaking bazooka arm! Well, a plasma cannon arm, at least. And he grows wings. So yeah, not much backstory for Beelzemon, because I guess in Tamers... When he was Impmon, he was with these two children, but then they got a dog and he felt abandoned, so he decided to be on his own. Don't you remember this?
No.
You never watched Tamers?
Actually, no. Surprisingly.
The one with Guillemon, Renamon, Terriermon?
Yeah, surprisingly, no.
Okay.
I never really did get much into Digimon. Surprisingly. The game...
Frontier?
Well, I watched Frontier, but never did finish it.
Friendship over.
Funny. Yeah.
Anyway, being a mega, that is the highest of highest levels that you can do. Plus, all of his attacks are just, not overpowered, but just pure raw power. Plus, he's agile too, especially when he grows his wings. All right, take it away for Death the Kid.
Well, as we already stated, Death the Kid is, well, the son of Death. He goes to the Weaponmeister Academy. I forget what the acronym is.
I have no goddamn clue. Can we just say Reaper School?
Basically. Yeah, that's basically what it is. His abilities consist of the Mortal Sin technique, which is basically him just taking a weird pose and shooting people.
Yeah, he's got this really issue with symmetry.
Yeah.
Despite his hair being screwed up on one side.
Yeah, and if you point that out to him, he gets a nosebleed and falls unconscious. I'm not joking. That actually
And
happened.
then there's his weapons.
2 sisters that turn into guns.
Yeah, Soul Eater has a really odd universe.
And neither of them are symmetrical either. One's tall, one's short, one has a huge rack, one doesn't, etc., etc. Which you would think would send him into a fit.
No, but the poses they do perform some symmetry, so... Plus the guns they turn into are actually pretty cool. They're like little handguns. And the way he uses them is very interesting. Like, instead of holding them like the classic way, he holds them upside down.
Yeah, reverse grip, basically.
Which I kind of like that. I like how the symmetry dude does things odd. Plus, when he goes into his full power mode, the guns turn into massive ones on his arms. Right? Or they turn into one.
No, they do turn into 2 separate cannons, and that's when their souls
resonate,
also known as soul resonance. Now, there is actually an upgraded state that happens. Those rings on his head, they actually
go all the way around, yeah.
Here's the thing. He has to be fully unconscious to use this effect.
Oh, so it's kind of like his body is... well, the girls are taking over, basically.
No. It's his subconscious taking over.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything goes up. Instead of being at, say, 100% of power with a noise radiance of 2, it goes to 200 to a radiance of 0.
And that's bad.
That's basically on a lesser enemy, going to obliterate them.
Yikes. And then do the guns turn into one massive gun?
No, he just holds them together. They're basically 2 arm cannons.
Okay. Plus, he's got his nifty skateboard where he can fly on the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But, okay. Between these two...
And he does have some martial arts skill.
But he's more into the gunplay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least he doesn't do gun kata.
What?
Final Fantasy XIII, the guy with the afro with the...
Zaz.
He does gun kata. Basically, he just poses in different ways and fires his guns.
Okay,
and he calls it gun kata.
Yeah. All right. So between these 2 badass gunslingers, which one outshoots the other?
Well, yeah, I have to give it to the Digimon.
Really? Why?
Well, the Digimon has taken on people who would far stronger than anyone from the Soul Eater universe.
Plus, he took
even the most badass, even their most strongest enemy, the Kishin.
Oh yeah. The thing is, though, Beelzemon has taken on enemies who weren't really level, like the D-Reaper, which wasn't a Digimon per se, which was more like a giant... Like, okay, seriously, dude, you need to watch Tamers fully, and you're gonna shit yourself. Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Plus, now that I think about it, Death the Kid, when it comes to his the way he fights, Beelzemon can easily outmaneuver him. Plus, he can get up close with his claws.
Yeah. And he could easily take advantage of Kid's one weakness.
Not the symmetry, but his unconsciousness.
No, the symmetry thing is his weakness.
Yeah, but unless Beelzemon notices it, he can't, like... It's just like with any fight, meeting someone for the first time. Unless you know that weakness, then you can exploit it. If you just meet, it's gonna take a crucial moment to notice it. Plus, the girls could
subtle, so.
Plus the girls could also just morph out of the guns and help him out.
True, but they don't really do that.
All right. Well, they can turn each other into a gun and just hold off while kids recovering. But then again, even because their weakened state can only use their handguns. They can't morph into the barrel arms.
No.
Yeah, that's only when they resonate with kids. So with Beelzemon's Buster Cannon, he can easily take them out.
Yeah, hence why I gave the win to Bustermon.
The winner is Beelzemon. And is there any pun to be made here? Beelzemon put up a great fight, and it turns out he wasn't kidding around.
There we go.
Thank you. Next up, what is it about mentors being animals?
Surprisingly, they're good at mentoring, I guess. Like, I don't really know how to pun that one.
Yeah, you really, really don't. Master Splinter, the martial arts rodent of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And Dougie Kruger, the mentor / commander of the SPD Rangers.
This is a battle I want to see in so bad. Because for one thing, we have two awesome martial arts experts who are vastly different, but at the same time, do Splinter.
Oh, Splinter. Well, he's a rat that was mutated. There's nothing more to explain about that.
Unless we go into the stupid movie universe of the live action one, which we will not.
No. Well, he did start out being owned by a person who he followed martial arts training from.
So I guess in memory of that's kind of helped Splinter along. And then one day he ended up in the sewer and got a big shower of green stuff. And
next to 4 baby turtles.
And not in the Teen Choice Awards way.
Yeah.
Or the way.
And so there's a difference between the Splinter we're referencing and then there's the original Splinter, which was a human that got covered in some mutagen and turned into a rat-like being.
Yeah, can we just stick to the good one, please?
The one we're referencing is the one from 2003, which is the good one. And he was started out as a rat, oddly enough in Japan, then somehow made his way to America. That was never clear how that happened. Got covered in ooze alongside the
turtles, yes.
Turtles, and trained them in martial arts and named them after 4 Renaissance masters.
Yeah, because it just proves even back then parents were naming their kids after something stupid.
Yup. He's pretty much a master of ninjutsu.
Ninjutsu, kung fu, karate. Master Splinter could go toe-to-toe with some of the best martial arts masters. And I think that's a pretty fair statement.
Oh, heck yeah.
Not to mention with his rat, what's
Physiology.
the word? Physiology. Oh, no, wait, rats can't regrow body parts. I'm thinking of something else.
You're thinking of certain types of lizards.
Yeah. He can, though, because of his night vision and his excellent hearing and smell, he can easily detect, even if someone tries to do like a sneak attack, his senses are hyperdrive because of the ooze.
Yeah, they are.
Not only that, but he's gone up against enemies who weren't martial arts experts, like the Chomp Bots.
Chomp Bots, Attila the Hun. He wasn't a martial arts expert.
Attila the Hun?
You know, the big guy.
Whoa, that's Attila!
Yeah, the big guy who
I just called
him of the Purple Dragons.
Don't you mean the Foot?
No. The leader of the Purple Dragons that was under the control of the Foot.
Oh, yeah! I forgot. I need to rewatch that, thank God.
Yes.
He's gone up against humans who have absolute badass strength.
Like Shredder. Technically, Shredder isn't actually human. He's a robot being controlled by an alien.
Are we sure we're talking about the same universe?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
Talk about phoning it in, people.
Yeah. He's gone up. He has actually gone into a special martial arts tournament that's held in another freaking realm against beings that would be vastly more powerful. And he won.
Are you sure you're not talking about Dragon Ball Super?
No.
The Teen Titans episode when the guy had...
No.
Why is it we're talking about multiple different shows here?
Because it's easy to reference those, but this is actually a thing. He goes into this tournament. His sons follow him into said tournament,
Dude.
and Michelangelo wins the tournament because Splinter gets injured, and that's how we got.
Despite being a rat, his healing factor is again not the best, but at the same time, it's not the worst either.
No, it's better than humans, but
not by much.
Not by much.
Not to mention, he's fought other mutants like Toka, Razor, Leatherface.
Yeah.
So overall, Splinter is an amazing mentor and a great martial arts master.
Yeah, and he's literally gone to the future and fought aliens.
Yeah, but so is half the people on this list.
True enough.
Next one.
Kruger. Oh, where to begin with him?
Anubis Doggy Kruger, the commander of the SPD Power Rangers and the SPD Police Force. His home world was conquered by Emperor Grum, and his wife supposedly died, which sent him into a downward spiral. Coming to Earth, yeah, we are on Earth in SPD, right?
Yes, we
That's
are.
He joined the SPD, Space Patrol Delta Police Force, and rose through the ranks. One thing I will say about Kruger is that he's not your generic Power Rangers mentor. While most of them stay behind and just teach the Rangers something, later on in the show, he is able to get revenge on his homeworld by defeating the general Banag, who basically defeated him and took his wife.
Yep.
All with the power of the Shadow Ranger Morpher.
I mean, since he is the Sixth Ranger, the Sixth Ranger is always going to be more powerful than the main five.
Yeah, but this isn't because of powers. Kruger is an experienced fighter.
Well,
he had the Shadow Saber, but without the Morpher.
Yeah.
And plus, not even using his sword's full power, they were basically generic. He defeated 100 Crybots.
Yep.
And, basically, let's run it down like this. Kruger defeating all 100 alone is basically more of the equivalent of Sora fighting those 1,000 Heartless.
Yeah.
But the difference is, Kruger has so much experience compared to that.
Because he's been in a war.
Wars, fighting in the police academy, taking out
criminals, and he has experience.
And not only that, he's one of those mentors that even though he gets the power upgrade, he stays humble to who he is. When his Rangers were slacking off just because of how powerful he was, the thing with the vampire monster, that was kind of a dick move, leaving them out to dry. But it proved to a point that just because he's powerful doesn't mean he'll solve all their problems. Because even the best weapon can be overused.
Yep.
Which is why Mystic Force screwed it up with the Gingy shit and why Dark Wish never should have happened.
Yeah. And the fact that the supposed 3 mystic bullcrap people said, no, we're not going to reverse this. It's like, you have heroes literally telling you that evil made a bad wish, and they want
because of them. It. Yeah, they caused it, so yeah, of course they're not going to fight. Because they would go right back to their old ways if they didn't learn.
They literally doomed the planet.
Okay, can we stop talking about Mystic Force, please?
Yeah, anyway.
Kruger's accomplishments are amazing, not just because of that 100 Crybot fight and the fight with Banag. He also defeated an old ally of his, Ichthior, who had a sword on par with the Shadow Saber. And unlike the other Rangers, he only uses that one weapon. He doesn't use guns. He doesn't use the canine cannon. He just uses his natural instincts.
Yeah. Which are augmented by the morphing grid.
Exactly. Not only that, but he finally was able to defeat Emperor Grum and give him a matching set of horns before encapsulating him. Which he did without morphing.
And he got reunited with his wife.
Yeah, happy ending for all. But seriously, okay, between these two animalistic mentors who are badass, who gets the win?
Well, despite how much I like Splinter,
Yeah.
I have to give it to Kruger.
Yeah, because when you go through their whole thing, both have fought tough enemies, both have fought alien forces, but Splinter doesn't have a weapon that stands up to what the Shadow... I mean, normally I wouldn't say the gear makes the win, but in this instance...
Case, it kind of does.
I mean, Splinter is more agile than...
Yeah, but Kruger has gone up against agile opponents.
That is true. Not only that, but he is pretty fast. I mean, he's able to... I mean, near the end of the show, when Moira was writing down monsters as quick as she could, he kept slicing them in half and defeating them.
Yeah.
And that was, like, within a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Splinter had a difficult time even taking on the Chomp Bots.
Yeah, and especially after they got reinforced.
Exactly.
Hell, he also had a hard time taking on the Shredder.
Knew they were kind of equally matched, but Shredder was obviously stronger.
Yeah, considering he was going up against a robot power being controlled by an alien.
Exactly. Kruger, on the other hand, has defeated robots and aliens.
Yeah, and the people that Kruger has fought are vastly more powerful than anything
The Ninja Turtles had to fight. Yeah.
Even the true Shredder, the Mystic Shredder.
That is true. So in this ratastic fight, it was a dog-eat-dog game.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, I'm trying.
Yeah, I know.
Next up, what is it with martial arts and animals that make it so amazing for a world?
It's just entertaining.
Tai Lung, the leopard warrior of the Kung Fu Panda.
Versus it's Chase Young, right? Yeah,
Correct.
Chase Young. Yeah, the literal dragon martial artist
of Shaolin Showdown. All right, let's talk about Chase first, because this is so freaking badass. Chase Young was a Shaolin warrior for good, until his jealousy over Master Monk Guan kind of got the better of him a little bit.
And he was also convinced by an evil magical being to drink a special soup called the dragon soup.
Chicken noodle!
I wish it was chicken noodle. That would have been funnier, but yeah. It basically turns him evil.
And turns him into a vicious reptile!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
He also has the ability to turn other people into animals.
And
control them.
Which has been proven, considering all the warriors that are his feline warriors are from different nations. Yep. So he has traveled the world, basically, to find these warriors, defeat them, and subjugate them to his...
He's also been able to subjugate people who have magical abilities that would be far superior to his own.
He did?
Wuya.
Well, he didn't subjugate Wuya. She agreed to work with him.
Except the moment she got her body back, she tried to kill him, and he's like, yeah, no, I took away your magic, you're mine.
Oh, yeah, he was able to do that.
Hence why I said he subjugated her.
Not only that, but not just because of his fighting, and plus, his martial arts skills are bar none.
Yeah, he was able to take on all the Shaolin monks and win.
Even though, and he doesn't use Shingon Wu at all. He sees it as a hindrance.
Yeah. The only time he's ever actually used a Shingon Wu was the reversing mirror when they were using that eagle goggle thing.
The eagle scope, yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, not only is he an amazing martial artist, but he's a master strategist. I mean, the thing with the yin yo-yo, he stole it to make them think Jack had it.
Yep.
And in order to say, and then he used it to kidnap Master Feng in order to make Omi work with him to get the yo-yo back, to travel to the yin-yang world to get his master's chi back, and in the process turned him evil. Because for those of you who don't know, when exiting the yin-yang world, you need both yo-yos, or else your evil side comes out, or if you're evil coming out, you become good.
Yeah.
He did all that to manipulate Omi to joining his side.
Yep.
All of that just to get one warrior.
Yep.
Imagine what he did traveling the world to get all those cat warriors.
Oh, hey, I wouldn't even know where to begin on that one.
And even in his lizard form, he is still strong enough to fight the warriors with their woo.
And he can also breathe fire.
Yeah, that's also badass.
Yep.
To say he has weaknesses is... he's too noble.
Yeah, and slightly overconfident.
I don't say he's overconfident. He's overconfident because he's earned it.
Yes, that's why I say slightly
Yeah,
overconfident.
it's just his sense of fair play that gets him half the time.
Yeah, and over the whole show, the Shaolin monks got better at fighting and wiser.
Yeah.
I mean, outside of the one time that Jack actually tricked them and got this stupid magic seed.
Yeah.
They stated, we got jacked.
And because of that, Jack Spice, your appreciation right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Chase Young has the skill, has the ingenuity, has the absolute tactical genius.
Yes, on top of being a martial arts master.
I think this is going to be an amazing fight if they ever do this.
Yeah.
Abandoned as a cub, Tai Lung was found by Master Shifu, who is a red panda? You know, the small pandas?
I think he's more of a mouse or something.
I have no...
He's some kind of animal.
He's basically DreamWorks' Mickey.
Yeah, basically.
He raised him in the ways of martial arts and improved...
Kung Fu, specifically.
Yep, and they get everything right in Kung Fu. Taking it for years, I mean, I'm not a master or anything, or I'm not a fantastic, but I do remember a good majority of it.
He uses the way of the tiger, if I remember correctly.
Leopard.
Or the way of the leopard, right? Yeah. Tigers is the way of the tiger, and all of them are the way, except for Poe. Poe is the way of the dragon.
Gee, thanks for
Well,
indicating
this is for those
this.
who don't know this.
If they want to know, they can go watch the movie. If they haven't watched the movie by now, they've been living under a rock. Anyway, point is, after years of training and being perfect, he expected to become the next Dragon Warrior. However, there was a shred of darkness in his heart that basically, after being told he will not be the Dragon Warrior, he went on a rampage on the city and tried to take it by force. And then we have a timeline here. He is in his 30s.
Yeah.
During the events of the movie. Because he rotted in jail for, like, they canoned it 20 years.
Yeah, so he would have had to been, holy shit, 10 when he went on a
well,
rampage.
Teenager. Most likely a teenager to a young adult.
Yeah, so let's say maybe
18, 19?
Yeah, I'd say more 18.
Sounds good.
So 18, that would put him at 38.
During the events of the movie.
Yeah.
And
going up against Poe, who's probably like maybe
20-ish?
20, 25.
I would say, yeah, young. Yeah, you definitely.
I'd say 20. I'd say closer to 25.
Fair enough. Now, not only is Tai Lung's skills as a martial artist incredible, but we also have to factor in his animal abilities. Being a leopard, he can see in the dark. He's got great agility.
Yep. Razor sharp claws.
Not only this, but we can basically assume his overall ability from the prison escape scene.
Yeah.
He beats up so many armed rhino guards.
First, he gets out of his cell by using a feather.
Which, all honesty, is kind of Shifu's fault in that regard.
Yeah, it is. But it's still an incredible feat to do that with a feather.
Yeah, but that's not really combat worthy.
No, but it's his intelligence. He's intelligent. That's what that...
Not only that, he was able to scale a stone wall with his claws, scale stalactites.
And he also redirected massive arrow bolts.
Yeah, iron bolts, that are about the size of a steel gurney, probably.
Yeah, a steel gurney.
Given the size of it.
Yeah. He was able to pick those up
and pound them into the wall.
Into solid
stone. And then was able to basically parkour his way up there.
Yeah.
Taking out so many rhino guards with his fists.
Yeah.
And then...
some help with explosives. But that's just, again, his intelligence working.
He was able to defeat the Furious Five barely using any of his master skills.
Okay, so going back to his XIII team, that didn't even last a minute. That whole scene did not last a minute.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You actually saw this timed.
Somebody showed that it was timed, and it was not even a minute.
So he was able to do all that stuff, defeat those warriors, almost get blown up
in less than a minute.
That is insane. The fact that he had to think on his feet of all the things that happened,
yeah,
that's insanity. That's absolute perfection at its best. Not only that, but defeating the Furious Five without using all of his power, he basically defeated them using a secret technique that renders them.
It was a nerve stunning
immobilizing technique, and it.
Yeah, it was insanity.
Even his fight with Shifu, which, all honesty, is one of the most amazing scenes in the movie. That whole back and forth between mentor and apprentice, father versus adoptive son.
Yeah, and he doesn't even care that his paws got set on fire.
I know, right?
He's like,
it was one.
I don't care.
Not only that, the way he was able to hit Poe in the air and slam him into the ground, creating that small crater.
Yeah.
That takes strength.
He definitely had plenty of that crap.
The only thing that he would have as a disadvantage, nothing that could really be used against him now, because the whole apology thing, he had the chance to accept the apology, but he decided he wants what he wants.
Yeah, and he got the whooshy finger hold treatment, which basically literally sent him to the afterlife. Think about that. Poe killed someone and didn't give two shits.
Technically, it's not a way of killing him. It's more of a way of imprisoning him there. And
it's
then
still the realm of the dead.
But not only that, dude. But if we look at the canon of Kung Fu Panda 3, Kai defeated him because if we look on his belt of Jade Charms, Tai Lung is there.
Yep. But you have to remember that the Jade guy, he is over 500 years old. He is far more skilled in this martial art than Tai Lung.
But here's the thing, though.
And also has the ability to over chi, so
Tai Lung was able to overpower his father, even without him, feeling guilty about trying to defeat his son. He went all out in that fight.
Yeah.
And to fight the Furious Five, who've had pretty much about the same amount of training as he did, he was able to defeat 6 of the greatest kung fu masters in the village without breaking a sweat. And it was only fighting Poe that he actually got worried.
Yeah, because he figured that Poe read the scroll and got the secret power when there was no actual secret power.
Overall, Tai Lung again has strength, has the ingenuity, has the speed, has all the abilities necessary. So, among these two martial arts masters, who gets the win? This is a hard one.
I have to give it to Chase.
Reasoning?
Well, one, he has a lot more martial art. He has different martial arts under his belt. He doesn't have one single one.
That is true.
He has multiple, and he's mastered all of them. And think about it. He also has his alternate form, which would be far more powerful than
a leopard.
Yeah.
But
so
not really, because he lost to Master Monk Guan in that form.
Yes, but Master Monk Guan also knows multiple martial arts compared to just knowing Kung Fu.
That is a good point.
Yeah. There's also the fact that he would have his weapon on hand when he enters the fight.
Chase Young doesn't have a weapon.
He has a staff.
That was Master Monk Guan's. His staff, right.
Yeah, his staff.
Good point.
So he would have that as well, which would give him a slight advantage. Not much, but a slight advantage.
Plus, he's been doing this a lot longer than Tai Lung.
Yeah, hundreds of years.
That is a fair good point. Oh boy. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Is there a pun here?
I would not know how to make one on that.
Hmm. Well, can you finish this off while we're still young?
There we go. There's a pun.
Yeah, these puns are okay. No wonder Death Battle has an easier time doing it. All right, next time. We got absolute perfect beings here.
Perfect Cell from Dragon Ball Super. No, not Super. Dragon Ball Z.
And Kamen Rider Thouser, the a-hole CEO of Zaya Enterprise.
Well, let's start with Cell, the perfect being, or at least
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, basically he has a crap ton of different DNA from several hundred different people from across the universe, which includes several Saiyans.
Wait a minute.
Frieza.
Wait a minute. Cell is a combination of multiple different DNAs? That's Doomsday! Oh my god! Dragon Ball Z!
And the way that he achieves his perfect form is by absorbing two androids named 18 and 17.
So they were both of legal age.
Technically, yes.
I will admit, Cell in his perfect form is a beast.
Yeah. Not only does he have the power of the Saiyans, he can literally boost himself up like the Saiyans do. He has the Kamehameha. He has all of the
Destructo Disc.
Destructo Disc. He even has
Eraser Beam.
He even has Piccolo's regeneration ability.
Yeah, which is scary enough.
And Frieza's potential.
Yeah, so imagine the mind of a megalomaniac inside the body of a I don't give a flying up attitude.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And he has the attitude of I don't give two shits about you. I am beyond you because I am perfect.
Yeah, Cell is pretty annoying, but
the fun thing about him is that he basically put Satan in his place just by going
Hercule, you mean?
Yeah, he's also known as Satan.
I prefer Hercule because that sounds stupider.
Yeah, mind you, the names that we just stated aren't Hercule's actual name.
Whatever.
But anyway, still, Cell was able to go toe to toe with Goku and the like, and
Piccolo, Krillin,
Vegeta,
all of them, and it's little Gohan that kicks him out.
Yeah, and the other reason Gohan even goes all out is because Android 16 literally tells him to.
Yeah,
and also Cell crushing the head also pissed Gohan off.
Timing.
Yep.
But the whole thing of Cell is it's not just his abilities that are perfection. It's his whole state of mind that he needs to be the perfect fighting machine, the perfect life form.
One of his other abilities is that he can clone himself, which is an actual technique that
Right, he can actually do that during battle.
Yeah, he created the Cell Juniors, little blue versions of himself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he actually created physical copies of himself, which is an actual technique that has been done by other members of the Z Fighters.
Dear God.
Yeah.
Not only that, with every character he absorbed, he gained a little bit more of their skill.
Yeah, he had all of Goku's ability, which included the teleportation technique.
Yeah.
Which actually he did get after coming back from Namek, but...
So add that smorgasbord of abilities, and basically any character is basically screwed.
Yeah. Unless you put a 10-year-old kid in front of him, and then he's screwed.
Yeah, seriously, what is it about aliens and being defeated by 10-year-olds? I'm thinking about another show, by the way.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Now, aside from all of his abilities, does he have any big weaknesses that are exploitable? Because being perfect, I have to have some weaknesses.
His ego.
Yeah, that is correct. His whole-on ego, and it goes overboard. Like, he always banters. He always... You know what? I gotta do this from Incredibles. You got me monologuing!
Yeah, he actually does monologue a bit. Hell, when he started the Cell games, he literally just stood in one place, not doing a damn thing.
Yep.
That's how confident he was.
He also has a sense of I don't think it's a sense of fair play. I think it's more of a way of saying, you guys can do whatever preparations you want. It's not going to matter dick.
Yeah. Again, that's part of his ego. He's so overconfident of in his power and his perfection that he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, he thinks no one can outbeat him.
Oh, he even takes advantage of Goku's one weakness, which is being overly fair with his opponents.
Yeah.
He literally throws a sensu bean. Like, dude, leave him the way he is.
This is literally the guy who brings a gun to a knife fight. The guy with a knife is scared, and he takes out an extra gun and tosses it to him.
Yep. Yeah.
Goku.
Yeah, Goku is obsessed with fighting, but he has a weird sense of
Pride.
and honor.
Which is good.
Technically, I guess you could say it's a form of Saiyan pride.
Yeah, so I guess
Which is also
where Cell kind of gets it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because when he was a mutant, when he was first evolving, he didn't give two dicks about fairness.
No, it's only after absorbing a crap ton of people and absorbing 17, going into a semi-perfect state, and then going into his perfect state, that he gets this.
All right, time for my guy. Get ready for some bizarre Japanese lore, buddy.
All right.
Guy Amatsu, who was the only child to the founder of XIII Enterprise, which was a robotics company. Well, not so much robotics as AI and enhancements for humans.
So, cybernetics.
As a child, his father told Guy to aim for 1,000% perfection. When he would... And, okay, this is a plot point. He had a little robotic dog toy. I can't remember the name. It was the only joy he had in life. When he got 99% on a test, his father took away the toy until he got 100.
Huh.
Yeah, his dad was insanely obsessed with perfection. And that led Guy, I think I'm pronouncing his name, Guy or Gia, I can't remember. But he decided to be the perfect person in the world with his grades and also becoming the president of XIII Enterprise. And seeing Hedan Technologies, which created the Humagears, which are humanoid-looking androids that help with daily tasks. Seeing them as a snub on humanity, he created the 1000 Driver, using a Zetsume Rise key and a Progrise key to transform into Kamen Rider Thouser, who is an absolute badass name to begin with. It's all gold, silver, and black. And his weapon is the Jacking Breaker, which is like a spear that acts as a needle as well. All Kamen Riders have the basic things. Martial arts training, the ability to do a rider kick when activating their special ability. But the Jacking Break is an amazing weapon that uses... So, it's a spear. If he gets it into someone, he can pull the plunger and absorb some of their energy, activate it, doing a jacking break and sending that energy back at them. So basically, the stronger the enemy, the stronger his final attack will be. And yeah, he was the main villain. He was the main threat throughout the second half of Kamen Rider 01. After a while, he started to realize that he was wrong, especially after getting a new version of his toy robot back, and he started becoming a better guy. Yeah. Eventually, finally, defeating his father in the movie. Yeah, Kamen Rider does this thing where they bring back villains who weren't in the show, make them villains for the movie, and basically giving something for the other riders to fight.
Yeah.
I know I kind of got through this really quickly, opposed to how Cell is, but Cell's got a lot of shit.
Oh, heck yeah.
Thouser gives zero shits about fairness. He created a new rise key for the hero that infected him with a form of evilness that made him go into a frenzy mode. Just to make people think he was not fit to be a company owner.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he even created different rise keys to give to humans to make them into monsters to screw over the competition that they were doing. Humagears versus his technology.
Yeah.
So he gives, again, I like doing this because it's a lot easier. He doesn't give about fairness at all. As long as he's the 1000% perfection that he can be. All right.
Yeah.
Which of these crazy beings gets the win?
I mean, it's all a matter of...
Who can deliver the ending blow?
Yeah. Like, if Cell got hit by that plunger thing, yeah, he'd probably be taken out for maybe a few seconds. But with the regeneration ability that he got from Piccolo, he'd be back within a few seconds, just as quickly as he was taken out. Because he literally revived from a single cell.
Pun intended.
Yes. Hence his name.
Okay.
And it took the disintegration of everything, including every part of him. Like, you had to eliminate everything. Does Thousand have a way to do that? Does Thousand have a way to do that at all?
Oh, yeah. If it's a small cell, he could crush it with his foot. He could use a rider kick.
He would have to know that it's there in the first place.
Bowser is no stupid. He is a strategist through and through as well.
Yeah, but would he know? He wouldn't know about that until it's too late.
Well, his Kamen Rider senses, like with his computer system, could in fact detect a small bit of cell. And even if he doesn't, even if Cell regenerates, Thousand's power doesn't go away from using it. He can use that jacking. He can use a jacking break in different ways in order to get what he needs. So, even though Cell has so many versatile movements, he never learns from them, from him being destroyed.
True.
Bowser, on the other hand, will learn from his mistakes and never make the mistake twice. If Cell gets the upper hand on him, Cell better make sure that he can finish it, or else... And plus, even if he gets close enough, he can still use the spear as a spear.
True.
And yeah, Kamen Riders have used energy attacks before, so
yeah.
The command...
Technically, Cell does have his tail, which can absorb...
not in his perfect form.
No, in his perfect form, it's just shoved up his back.
Okay.
So he still does have it.
Okay.
So he could technically use that to drain some of Bowser's power and absorb it into himself and become stronger. And become even more perfect, as he would put it.
That is a good point, but then again, Bowser could just basically take the jacker and absorb it right back.
True.
And use it as an energy blast again.
True. That's if Cell even lets him hit him.
Okay, so this seems like
Wow, it's really hard. Two people who strive for perfection.
And Bowser has very rarely been defeated in the show. The only time he's ever been like truly defeated was like an ambush attack, but that's not really being defeated. That's just being de-transformed.
Yeah. And Cell has, again, he has faced very powerful opponents that...
Only to be taken out by a 10-year-old.
Who in himself was extremely powerful, but not at his full potential. So yeah, he still did take on quite a few powerful enemies.
True.
So, it's hard. I guess the only way to settle it would be a tie.
Yeah, I think unless Death Battle sees this and does all the math and the calculations in order to do this, it's 1,000% tie, and I can't sell it short.
Yeah.
This is one of the few ties, because after we did when we did Aqua versus Ahsoka, we basically agreed Ahsoka would win.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one is a dead tie, and
yeah,
I don't think that could ever happen ever.
Yeah, that is surprising.
Okay, we're basically at the top 4. So this is a battle that has been talked about on Death Battle for years. How have they not done this? Do we have to blow up a planet in order to do this? Was that a good segue?
Yes.
Galactus, Marvel's own planetary conqueror.
Versus, the names sometimes get lost in the cosmos.
I'm a cheap Canadian production, people.
Yeah, Unicron, the literal planet devourer
of Transformers. We don't know how this dude was created or what happened, but basically
he's existed for millions of years.
Yes, as a planet devourer for no other reason, just to destroy the universe.
He's the Chaos Bringer. What do you expect?
We're talking about Unicron, right?
Unicron is known as the Chaos Bringer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Unicron is by far one of the few Transformers in Transformers history to very rarely be defeated outside of BS.
Yeah, the Matrix of Leadership being unleashed.
Whatever the hell happened in Armada and Energon.
He got blown up somehow.
Whatever the frick happened in that stupid version of Prime. Everything else in Prime was fantastic.
Oh yeah, Prime. He was literally placed into a device to hold energy that literally held the Allspark.
Can we just agree that aside from the designs and a majority of the show, that was the stupidest thing in Prime?
Yeah, I mean, the design that he had on his mode on Earth, that he formed from literal rocks.
Yeah, that was stupid.
It was stupid, but it was also interesting. The form that he takes on with Megatron, that was badass.
Dude, they could have... Remember the Cybertron figurine that they had where they made him a mini monster tank?
Yeah.
They could have done that.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Megatron, Unicron has an armada of weapons on his body. He's got laser cannons. He's got a planet destroyer in his chest.
He's got an
Armada.
Armada. He had a little moon thing that literally
dead end.
Yeah, dead end. That was literally a moon gun.
Or, whatever Star Wars had. But it could also transform into a into a
minicon.
Considering how giant it is, could we just say that he has his own his own transformer on him?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So that's a tough fight in and of itself. He's got the might to destroy he clapped Cybertron and practically left a crater.
Yeah. He's devoured who knows how many planets over those millions of years.
And killed many more people in it. And that was all in his planet mode.
And then in his robot mode, dear God. Intimidating doesn't begin.
You don't want this guy to sneeze.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Even when he dies, he sounds freaking intimidating.
I know.
And he sounds like he's taking a shit. Anyway. Yeah.
The only thing he really has a weakness for is... Actually, he doesn't have that many weaknesses that we know of. The only weakness
he has is the Matrix of Leadership, which is the literal collective wisdom of all Transformers. Over millions of years.
That and also having his insides torn up.
No, that too.
But again, Unicron as a whole is a behemoth of machinery.
Oh, yeah.
From his weaponry to his vast existence.
And the fact that he's literally the brother of the very planet of the Transformers.
Yeah, Primus.
Yeah.
So it's a literal Transformer god versus devil.
Yeah.
Nice symbolism there, Transformers. Going to the Marvel Universe, we have... Do you know anything about this dude?
Galactus is a world eater that has the power of the cosmos. Yeah.
Anything more than that?
He's literally devoured hundreds of planets.
Does he have a goal, or is this just his Saturday nights?
No, that's the only thing that he has that he does. He has an unending hunger. Oh. And he has to satisfy it by devouring planets.
Was this what they were hinting at when they did Silver Surfer?
Yeah.
And they still haven't done it yet.
The thing in the second...
They still haven't done Galactus yet, is what I'm talking about.
Sort of.
But not...
No, but not...
Canonically.
Not
canonally.
Outside of the TV show.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah, which was basically the Avengers.
Yeah, fair enough. But plus, if I remember correctly, this guy has a beam of light that shoots out of his forehead.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, he can shoot a laser beam out of his forehead. He has had many incarnations. The most iconic is that giant version of him in a big purple suit with a giant forehead.
With the headpiece that even King Julian would agree is ridiculous.
Yeah. And then there was the Fantastic Four movie version, which was basically him inside of a giant
storm.
Yeah. I mean, you did technically the storm was concealing his true body, which you do.
I still say
see a shadow of.
I still say it's a cheap way to get him in the universe. I say it's cheap.
It was.
Okay, so does he have any other abilities other than destroying planets, laser beam from his forehead? Does he have telekinesis? What else?
Yeah, they don't really go much into Galactus at all.
Yeah, unless
he's just known as the Planet Devourer, the unending hunger.
Basically, unless again they go through all the comics and the information and everything, we're just two idiot Canadians trying to do this. Yeah, give ideas.
They go. I know they go a little bit more into Galactus' thing. He does create heralds to prep a planet for his arrival.
God,
they get the power cosmic.
God, that must be a nightmare.
Well, the power cosmic increases a person's power tenfold.
Yikes.
Yeah. Give it to a person like Tony Stark and...
Yikes.
Yeah.
God,
Tony Stark was able
imagine how long he could last in bed. Too much?
Yeah. Tony Stark basically was able to resist Galactus' control,
which not many could do.
Feed him a planet that was already on the verge of dying.
Ooh,
which actually hurt Galactus enough to send him retreating.
I can believe that, considering because the planet's dying.
He was actually strong enough to take on Celestials. And those things...
Wait a minute, we're not talking about the pain-in-the-ass Celestial who constantly listens to an MP3 player and makes movie quotes, is he?
No.
Okay, thank God.
These guys are the creators of everything.
Yeah. God, imagine if he ate Ego.
No, thank you.
No, I mean the planet. Remember? Ego is a planet?
Yeah. Again, no thank you.
Uh-huh.
Because that would really increase his power.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Okay, so breaking down everything of these giant monstrosities, I think I know who the clear winner is.
Well, it all depends on if Galactus can actually kill Unicron before he transforms. Because the moment Unicron transforms, Galactus is dead.
Well, here's the thing, too. Knowing that Galactus is a giant threat, Unicron would transform immediately. And plus, we're not doing that slow motion thing that would always happen in the shows.
No, it would be a quick transformation, yeah.
And plus, he also has Dead End as backup.
Yeah, whereas where Galactus does have his 4 heralds.
But that doesn't count.
They wouldn't be around when he shows up.
Exactly.
They'd be long gone on to the next planet.
Exactly. Even if they were to start off, be on Unicron, Unicron's defenses would take care of them swiftly.
Oh, heck yeah.
Because that's the thing. Galactus, as far as I know, has never fought a Cybertronic villain before. No. Especially one of Unicron's size and stature, yeah.
I mean, yeah. Galactus has taken on and defeated a Celestial, but they're not technological.
They're all spiritual.
They're all spiritual beings. They look like they're mechanical, but they're not.
Yeah. Not only that, but again, Unicron has vaster weapons, probably has been around a lot longer than Galactus.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
And Unicron has been able to recruit many in his slumber state. I mean, he recruited
Megatron,
Thrust.
Everybody that became was reformed in the movie.
That was all without his main power.
Yeah.
That was all in his planetary mode.
Yeah.
Plus, he was able to do that same thing in Armada.
Yep. And even if you kill him, he just becomes a black hole.
Yep. So try dealing with... So even... And plus, part of him would still live on.
Yeah.
Because that's been canoned. So even if he does turn to the black hole and the Galactus is destroyed, Unicron could still slowly but surely rebuild.
Yeah.
So...
And he did literally form onto... In Cybertron, he was literally Megatron's armor. Mm-hmm. That's why Megatron was so unfazed by most of the stuff. Because the armor was so hard to pierce.
Exactly.
And then when Megatron goes into that white form, it's basically saying, oh, he no longer has Unicron's armor on him.
Mm. And like I've been saying for years, get Unicron in a Transformers video game. Overall, this fight was a galactic battle, but at the end, there was more than meets the eye.
Yep.
The winner is Unicron.
Yeah.
Okay, we're in my top 3, ladies and gentlemen. Top 3. What is it? There's one thing. Let's see. I need a good segue. Thread. It can easily be, it can make things, and it can also destroy things just by one little tug. And these two anime villains are proof that sometimes the clothes do make the man or woman wearing it. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hit it.
Ragyo Kiryuin, the psychopath of Kill la Kill.
And Don Quixote do Flamingo, the Joker and one of the 7 warlords of One Piece.
Yeah.
Mind if I start?
Go right ahead.
Doflamingo and his family were celestial dragons, which were like the upper class of One Piece. His father decided to renounce his status and live among the commoners. Doflamingo did not care for that. Because he saw everyone beneath him as dirt or non-existent. There was a riot when people found out who they were. And to prove his toughness afterwards, instead of begging for his life, he said to the commoners he would kill them all. And he was a child at this time.
Yeesh.
And so much so, he murdered his own father, which sent his younger brother Corazon into a silent state. Afterwards, he was fined by a whole bunch of thugs, a.k.a. Diamante, Treble, and Pika. If you say chew, I will punch you.
Wasn't planning on it.
They gave him the string fruit. Yes, I know that sounds weird. But he ate it, and he had the ability to create strings. And yeah, I know that sounds lame, but it's amazing. And then from then on, anytime something happened to Doflamingo, the 3 that I mentioned would make sure it never happened again. If he tripped on a wobbly road, they would make sure it wasn't wobbly anymore. Some people screwed over him, they would be dead. He became a crime boss probably by the age of 8.
Yeesh.
And afterwards, he became the Doflamingo Pirates, or the Don Quixote family, Doflamingo family, which consisted of so many beings, and he, using his ability, the string fruit, he can create razor sharp shreds of thread that can cut stone. He can also do bullet strings, which have this exact precision.
Yeah.
He can create a copy of himself from his string and manipulate it from far away. And He can control people like puppets with his invisible strings, and make them do whatever he wanted. He controlled the king of Dressrosa, made him slaughter some of his citizens so that they would think he's evil, and took over the town for 10 years. He became the king.
Wow.
Where he controlled everything. Not only being a warlord of the sea, which was like, he was a pirate.
Yeah.
But the government gave him access to do whatever he wants as long as he doesn't screw over something. And his abilities are a lot stronger. He's got Conqueror's Hockey, which basically lets him like control people, basically, or I don't know the whole basis of Conqueror's Hockey. He can do Armorer Hockey, which he can armor up his arm to make it, and his feet, all of his body to make it like armor.
Yeah.
And he can even do his advanced state of his Devil Fruit, where he can make this, he once turned some of the buildings in his town into string and had them have sentience. Where they were sharp as daggers, but big.
Yeesh.
He sees everyone beneath him as the only reason they exist is for his benefit, for him to decide what happens. In the second longest running arc of One Piece, which is about 125 episodes.
Wow.
The Dressrosa arc is one of the greatest arcs, and Doflamingo, there is no real weakness. I mean, his strings can be destroyed. He can be injured, but it takes a lot to finally put him down.
Yeah.
So this monster of a villain is one of my favorite villains because he's one of the few villains that doesn't get a redemption because he's absolute evil. No redemption. Much like the one you're talking about right now.
Yeah, so we don't really know much about Ragia's past or how she ever encountered
the covers.
The primordial one.
Fun fact, the covers, which are the sentient clothing, she worded it backwards for her company, Revox.
Yeah.
Continue.
She is also merged with these life fibers, because the main thing she came in contact with, we don't know when.
Yeah.
Or even how. The primordial life fiber, she literally is made up of 100% of it.
Yeah.
Like, she could literally tear out her heart and it's just connected with strings and there's strings wrapped around it. And unless she crushes it herself, you ain't killing her.
Yeah. Not only that, but she, like Doflamingo, she's a literal sociopath.
Yeah. She actually does have a way of controlling people by literally wrapping string around their brain.
Yeah, so
which somehow turns them all
into
white.
The covers.
Turns them white.
And turns them into the covers.
Well, no, the covers actually eat them.
Oh, right.
That's something.
I guess it's more of a, like, they become thread, in a way.
It's basically mind control.
Basically what Don Quixote does, but they still are aware of what they're doing with him.
Yeah, and she can manipulate any kind of all of the life fibers. She can create swords and yeah. She actually gets an outfit that basically gives her 100% control over everything.
Yeah, even this is an outfit even Lady Gaga would say, really?
Yeah.
Not only that, but she almost murdered her own child because it wouldn't connect with the life fibers.
Yeah. And then she mind controls said daughter.
And not only that,
oh, and molests the other one.
Yeah, it's a very uncomfortable segment, but
yeah.
It's downright disturbing. Not only that, but she has also the ability to make her own Kamui.
Yep.
With the primordial fiber.
Yeah.
She is hardly able to get damaged. She's inexplicably fast.
Oh, yeah. And with her ultimate Kamui, she can literally control everything.
everything of the Revox, everything with the life fibers.
She literally goes up into space and says, people are now clothing, and the entire planet becomes this giant ball of cloth.
Man, Fashion Week must be hell in that universe.
Oh no, those things explode and spread all over the universe. They basically turn the planet into a seed cloth.
Yeah, we're saying this again, ladies and gentlemen. Sentient alien clothing.
Yeah, that forced humanity to evolve to wear them. Because if they actually, only certain humans can actually survive having life fibers inside of them.
Yeah. The only reason she was ever defeated was because she ripped out her own heart.
Yeah, because her daughter was basically saying, no, screw you.
That's it?
Yeah, her daughter basically said, no, we're not going to do anything you say. I've also absorbed a little bit of your ultimate comedy. I'm basically going to go, people are clothing, blah, blah. She goes through this whole speech and turns the entire planet back into people.
Yeah, so that was basically because she realized she can't win.
Yeah, basically. She basically said, if I can't win, I'm not going to live.
Yeah.
She just poofed into clothing.
It was literally one of the, thread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
between these psycho fashion monsters, who gets the win?
As much as I like Kill la Kill, I have to give it to Flamingo. Because he could literally just turn her into cloth.
Actually, that's the thing. He can't do it to living things. It has to be something inert. Like when it was crumbled buildings. He can't do it to people.
Well, he could her clothing. He could destroy her clothing.
No, because technically those are living.
Mm.
Because it's a part of her.
True, but
plus he's got more variety of ways to attack.
Yeah, she does not.
Plus, even if she damages him, I forgot to say that he can use his threads to sew up his wounds. Like, not literally, like, sew up, but, like, internally.
Yeah, he basically has a better regeneration ability than she does.
Not only that, but even the fact that Don Quixote was defeated, that was from sheer force and constant fighting. She ripped out her own heart.
Yeah, in a prolonged fight. Even she was having trouble with her own daughters.
Yeah, and they weren't even at full strength then.
No, they weren't.
Not only that, but Doflamingo, she can't control anything that's not the primordial fiber, and his threads are natural.
Yeah.
Well,
and the only other way to defeat her would be to literally have a weapon designed to destroy the life fibers, which he wouldn't have, but he wouldn't need it.
Exactly. He could just damage her and almost bring her on the brink of death until she decided to give in.
Or he just rips out her heart and crushes it himself.
Which he can basically do, considering she is basically fibers. Like, if he dug around enough.
Yeah.
Well, it's the thread of fate. Damn it, I need to come up with better jokes. These ones are harder to make jokes with.
Yeah.
You think we can get covered?
Okay, that was good.
Thank you. Well, in the end, Raggio tried to kill the... damn it. Help me!
Raggio wasn't cut from the same cloth.
Ooh, that was good. All right, we got the number 2. Yo ho, a pirate. No singing? Pirates are one of the best things that ever come out of history, and these two are proof that a pirate's life isn't always rum and just partying with women. Captain Jack Sparrow, one of the greatest pirates who ever existed.
And Edward Conway.
Kenway.
The
pirate assassin of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Black Flags.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so you're going to cover it anyway because you know more about him.
And you know more about Jack.
Yeah, I know more. I know.
Growing up in Wales and not having much to his name, Edward Kenway dreamed of being rich, of having it all, the perfect life. And then he met his girlfriend, I can't remember her name, but he decided to go out to sea and wanted to come back to her in a couple years when he had his riches. Unfortunately, the ship he was on got attacked by Duncan Walpole, who was an assassin trader, who was going to sell out the assassins for money to the Templars.
Wow.
Luckily, Kenway killed him. And discovering what he had, which was those cubes that needed someone's blood to track them,
Yeah.
he decided to take the robe and the weaponry in order to go to Nassau to gain this promise, not knowing that it was a secret order society. So after getting the money, it wasn't a lot. But then after hearing about the observatory, he believed that he could sell it off to the highest bidder. And then after finding the assassins, he found out that he kind of dicked them over. So he was kind of forced by Mary Read to make things right. Not caring for the philosophy of the Templars or the assassins, he decided to do this to get rich and to make a name for himself. It was until the observatory, he found the observatory with Bartholomew Roberts, aka one of the sages, who kind of dicked him over and get him arrested. It wasn't until the death of Mary after her child was born in prison that he finally said enough's enough. Even during his partying times, even his first mate Adewale joined the assassins because he wanted a cause, not just to get money and get drunk. But after Mary Read's death, and after his friend Anne Bonny's child died in birth, he decided he was going to end this whole thing, because he lost so many friends because of this conflict. So after ending the Templars in the Caribbean, he decided to move away with his it turns out at the end of the game, his wife gave birth without him knowing, and she died. So now he took care of his daughter, and then gave birth to the greatest Templar ever created, Haytham. That's great fucking work, Kenway. Kenway being an a-hole to begin with, he's also a pirate through and through, but with assassin weaponry. He has a traditional hidden blade, of course.
Yeah, which was, I believe, modified so it wouldn't cut off.
Oh no, that was done like way before then.
Yeah,
remember?
So yeah.
He has his twin swords. He's got 4 pairs of pistols.
Yep.
He's got blow darts that have sleep darts and poison darts. He also has the rope dart, which is strangely acquired late in the game.
You would think that he would have that on hand from the beginning.
Not really. He's also got his sixth sense, which is the eagle vision, which I miss it. I really miss it.
Yeah.
And not only that, but he's pretty agile for being in his 30s or 40s. I'm not really 100% sure.
Let's say late 30s, early 40s.
Fair enough. Not only that, but he's got a variety of weapons too, like the pistol guns, which act as swords but can also release a charge.
Yeah.
Not only that, but because of his adventures in the Caribbean, he found a very rare piece of Eden, which was a ring that deflects metal.
Huh.
Basically bullets.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it doesn't make them all miss, but it's got a great chance of deflecting them.
Yeah. So that's something.
Aside from his abilities, he wasn't in the Assassins for long through his career as an assassin. But being a pirate, he was able to think fast, and basically overcome whatever may come his way.
And
Wait. You can't hear that?
What?
Come on, you can't hear the Pirates of the Caribbean sound?
I think they're all too drunk from rum.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting. Yep.
Yeah, we're talking about Captain Jack Sparrow.
Yes, I am aware he can't hear you. No, I'm not going to have him answer you. Sorry, it's a stupid voice. Somehow the stupid voice constantly comments about me. And yes, I am aware I'm going far into the segment. Once in a while, some music plays sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're talking about Captain Jack Sparrow, the literal pirate captain of the Caribbean.
Yep.
We don't know much about his early childhood, but we know somewhat of his early piratehood. He was able to find a cursed treasure.
Also,
got mutinied.
For those of you who've watched the fifth movie, you basically know his backstory a little bit.
Yeah,
the fifth movie wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad. So he basically was somewhat of a successful pirate. He had Davy Jones raise the Black Pearl.
You want to know what's funny about that? The Black Pearl wasn't his ship.
Not originally.
Yeah, he was contracted by the a-hole Beckett to liberate cargo for him. Upon realizing it was a slave ship. So instead of doing what he was told, Jack liberated the ship and then burned it to the sea.
Yep.
And that's what got branded him a pirate. Not because he did anything bad, but because he freed a slave ship from the government.
You would think that being a pirate, he'd be A-okay for slaves.
Nope. As he said, people aren't cargo.
Yeah,
and then he made the deal with Davy Jones to raise the same ship.
Yeah.
But
dubbing it the Black Pearl.
Because of the hull was pitch black from the char.
Yeah.
But sadly, like my best friend was saying here, yeah, money kind of makes people do stupid shit.
Yeah, he got mutinied. And the only person to defend him got
sent to the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, which was the only way to undo the curse that was put upon the mutiny crew.
Yeah, so
Jack got off scot-free for a time.
Wait, who's Scott?
Funny. He basically avoided the curse, is what I'm getting
Not
at.
only that, but he spent most of his time 10 years. Because that's how long they've been searching for that treasure. 10 years.
Well, actually,
the way for the curse.
Actually, they've been searching for 8 years because he was captain for 2 years. He actually said that he was only for 2 years captain.
Nope.
In the second movie.
Yeah, no, he was captain of it for 13 years. No, but he was mutinied, and the Black Pearl thing took the story of the Black Pearl took place in 10 years.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So he was basically shipless for 10 years.
Yeah. So technically, even though he was going around calling himself a captain, he wasn't a captain of a ship.
But captain nonetheless.
Yeah, but you have to be captain of a ship in order to be officially recognized as a captain.
Nope. If you're on a vessel and you call yourself a captain, that's a stupid loophole.
Yeah, but Jack still could have gotten out of his thing because of said stupid loophole.
Yeah, but if he keeps calling himself... Okay, dude, you can't say if you call yourself a cop and you're not a cop, they can still charge you for impersonating an officer. Doesn't matter if you're a cop or not, you're still impersonating one. Anyway, going into Jack, he is either the luckiest son of a bitch in the Caribbean, or he is a master strategist, but just acts like aloof.
Or both. So I'm going with both.
Yeah, everything goes his way.
Yeah, like he says Elizabeth gets captured,
gets away.
He gets away, and then he gets captured again. And then he gets out by the person who he was fighting, who got him caught.
He he planned how to get back up Barbossa by using Elizabeth and the Navy and Will without them figuring it out, and it all goes according to plan, surprisingly.
And he does get his shit back. He does eventually get out of Davy Jones' locker after Elizabeth betrays him. With a kiss. She literally betrays him with a kiss.
This is why, men, when you're making out with a woman who might hate your guts, make sure you know what her hands are doing.
Yeah.
Not that way, goddammit.
Not in that way, but I know. Yeah.
But not only that, but he is a master swordsman.
Yep. He also only does carry one shot.
No, after that he had multiples.
Well, but for the majority of the time, he only carried one shot.
Yeah, for 8 years for 10 years he carried that pistol, one shot. But then afterwards he decided, you know what? I'm just gonna, have any and all that he can.
And he was one of the holders of the 9 pieces of 8,
which was the coin on his hat.
Yeah.
Well, on his the under hat.
On his bandana. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that, but Jack has faced off with immensible enemies, from Barbossa being cursed to Davy Jones to the Kraken, which he killed.
From the inside, but also dying in the process.
He went up against Blackbeard. He went up against Salazar.
Yeah, and Blackbeard, he tricked Blackbeard into drinking the water that would kill him.
In order to save his girlfriend, the lovely Penelope Cruz.
Yeah, he never did get her, though.
Yeah, that was an ending of...
Mostly because she was pissed about what he did to her father.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I supposed to let you die? Not only that, but... like I said, even though it might be stroke of luck or pure genius, no matter what Jack plans, it goes to according to what he thinks is going to happen. From manipulating Will to going to Beckett and Davy Jones, to bringing them there, to having him be a pawn. The
only thing that he did not plan on was making Will captain of the Flying Dutchman. That was the only thing he did not plan on.
Well, that was more of a way to save a friend.
But he didn't plan on it happening.
Yeah.
So that was the only time one of his plans didn't go the way he wanted.
Even when he faked knowing how to get the Fountain of Youth, it all went accordingly.
Yeah.
So Jack... okay.
And he can bullshit his way out of any kind of situation. Hell, the situation where he pretended to be a god in human form. Yeah. We don't know how he got out of that rope situation.
I would have loved...
He got out of it and was running.
I would have loved to see how he got... what happened on that island and how he convinced them. I would have loved to see that.
Oh, yeah. There's that too. He also convinced an entire village that he was a god.
On Licky Licky. On Licky Licky!
Yeah, what the frick does that mean?
I have no clue.
Apparently it means go get them.
Okay. These two badasses of the sea... who gets the win, my friend? I think this is an obvious choice.
Well, it all depends on if Jack can get lucky. Because you remember, Conway is both a pirate and an assassin. Kenway is both a pirate and an assassin, so he has far greater agility than Jack. And let's face it, Jack is basically a drunk.
Nope.
The majority of the time, he's a drunk.
Yeah, but he's able to do all this shit with only a bit of rum in him.
Yeah.
But
Conway is still more agile. Kenway is still more agile.
But that all goes away the minute they're in a close combat fight. Because even if he has that ring that deflects bullets, it's not going to deflect swords or granados.
Yeah.
Not only that, but Kenway has silently killed some of the biggest threats in the Caribbean. Jack has gone up against literal myths.
True.
From Blackbeard to the Davy Jones to cursed pirates to the Kraken.
Yeah.
And Jack thinks of plans on the fly.
Yeah.
Even while if he's fighting Kenway, he could still strategize. And plus, Kenway does have a sense of honor about him. Jack will fight dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, he does not care. So, yeah, actually, Jack would have to take this one.
Because even if he doesn't have a plan going head on, he'll just bullshit his way through until the bitter end.
Yep.
Plus, he has more experience.
And he'll also be a wise ass the entire time.
Exactly. So. Which will infuriate Kenway.
Yep.
Because Kenway has been shown to lose his cool a good number of times. Jack has been calm and concise throughout everything that happens.
I don't think we've ever seen him get angry.
When Barbossa lost the pearl. In number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the only time.
Yeah, but he never attacked him. He just yelled at him.
No, he almost attacked him, but the guards held him back.
Yeah.
So, as much as the creed is perfect, sometimes you gotta go with the aloof pirate, and that ain't no Jack.
Yep.
Jack Sparrow is the best pirate.
Yep.
Okay, now where's the fucking rum?
God damn it, Jack! Why do you think there's no rum here?
Dude. Jack went that way.
Oh no, there's another Jack.
We're in the locker, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, when in doubt. What hit me?
A cannonball?
Fair enough. All right. Time for the number 1. And this one might be a bit of a weird one, but it's awesome. What is better than pirates, monsters that devour planets, kung fu legends, and sexy thieves and skin-tight catsuits?
A good joke?
Hi, how are ya?
Yeah, we're talking about tricksters. If no one's caught on by that by this point.
Hi, everyone. It's time to off and get real. What?
You're not gonna start talking backwards, are you?
Do you even know who I am, you four-eyed freak?
Yes, you're Bill Cipher.
Hey, I will dictate myself around here. I'm Bill Cipher, the two-dimensional master of Gravity Falls. So which moron am I going to kill this time?
The god of mischief, Loki.
Huh.
Yeah.
This might be more complicated than I originally thought. Walk it off! What happened?
You got possessed by Bill.
Oh.
You shook his hand, didn't you?
I didn't do anything!
Huh, weird, because the only way he can actually possess someone is if they shake his hand.
Or unless some idiot knocks me out for a little bit.
Yeah, he was still, he probably would have shaken your hand while you were unconscious.
You moron. Anyway, yeah, we're talking about the greatest tricksters to ever brace the Marvel Universe and technically the Disney Universe.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
And no, I still don't count Marvel as part of the Disney Universe because, yeah, I don't buy that. All right, let's talk about the trickster god first.
Yes, Loki, the trickster god of the Marvel Universe. Ugh. I mean, technically there have been several versions of Loki.
Yeah, but we're sticking to the one of Marvel.
I mean, within the Marvel Universe.
We're talking about the main one.
Yeah.
Technically not a god per se.
Well, more godlike.
And he's a frost giant.
Yeah. So, technically part god, part giant.
Okay, that's fair.
So
Loki, by far, has some of the best tricks the Marvel Universe has done. He can manipulate people, he can teleport, he can shapeshift.
Create illusions.
Downright basic screw with your mind stuff, and I love that.
Yeah. Plus, he also does technically have that god complex.
And that's not a pun. He literally does. He tried... What made him think joining up with Thanos would be a good idea?
Yeah, I don't think that was ever explained.
No, I don't think so.
No, because he joins Thanos basically because he was pissed at his brother?
Well, to be fair, brothers have been known to fight over the stupidest of things.
Yeah, but this stupid of things just so happened to be Asgard itself.
Yeah. The second movie was trash.
Yeah.
Third one was... I haven't even seen the new one, Love and Thunder. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
All I can say is that Loki's fighting abilities are pretty good. Like, in terms of... Like, if it's in the cartoon or this... He does know how to fight, but he just prefers...
Magic.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Like, he literally turned his entire destroyed cell room into the perfect clean as it was when he first was
just to hide the fact of what he was really feeling.
Yep. He creates holographic versions of himself just to toy with his brother.
Yeah. Not only that, but he's able to do this without the ability of the Space Stone.
Yeah, which technically was the Mind Stone.
Thank you, Mind Stone. Thank you.
Which the Space Stone was the Tesseract.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah.
Not only that, but using his illusions, he could, theoretically, trick someone into doing whatever. I mean, he almost tricked half the Avengers to killing each other.
Yeah, but that was under the influence of the Mind Stone.
Yeah, that's true.
He did trick Thor into jumping into that cage, though. So...
Which cage?
You know, the one that was meant for the Hulk?
Oh, right.
Where you just push the button and whoop.
Oh, yeah, descended him.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, and he's like, are you ever going to not fall for that?
Yeah, he always does.
Yeah, and then there is still that hilarious bit in the second one with the brothers, where they're acting like Loki's hurt and all sick and needs medical attention. That was funny. I think it's thrown.
Yeah.
The fact that Thor was able to pull one over on him is
pretty funny.
Quite impressive.
The only thing is, though, even though he is a god, he's not a strong god. Given this image of him being wagged around like a rag doll by the Hulk.
Yeah, and then the Hulk going, puny god.
Pretty much. He's strong in the sense of strategy and his manipulation and trickery.
Well, there's also the scene where Hawkeye literally shoots an explosive arrow and it blows Loki into the Stark building.
Not only that, but he's not even damaged.
He's not damaged, but his ego's a little hurt.
Pretty much. Being tricked by a mortal. I mean, that's basically a middle finger.
Yeah.
But again, even though he's got a multitude of tricks, when it comes to actually causing harm, I mean, his staff can be used as a sharp weapon.
Yeah, I mean, he has killed people with it.
That is true.
But his main feat is his magic.
Yeah. Alright, it's time for the fucking most bizarre character. All honesty, I don't even think Deadpool in the Mask could take on this guy.
Yeah.
In a two-dimensional world of weirdness, there lies one monster who is beyond insanity, who is beyond description. He's basically the Illuminati image with a top hat.
Yep.
Bill Cipher is, without a doubt, one of the most insane characters I've ever... This guy makes Carnage and Joker look like they have their shit together.
Yeah.
This guy makes the Mask look like he's in reality.
Yeah.
This guy makes Deadpool look like a senator.
All right, we get it.
Am I
Bill
done?
is the master of chaos. We get it.
Basically, yeah. Bill can do whatever the he wants.
Hell, he destroyed his home dimension.
Just cuz.
That's how evil he is.
Just cuz.
Yeah. Not to mention, he also can speak backwards.
Yeah, that's a weird ability.
Yeah.
But also, he can go into people's minds by making a deal with them. He can basically do whatever he wants as long as he strikes a deal. Plus, he can do the most bizarre things ever. And he planned to take over the world by making it into a nightmare party that never ends.
Yeah, the only thing that stopped him was a barrier around Gravity Falls that kept all the weirdness there.
Which is bizarre in and of itself, but it's actually not that stupid of a plot.
Not really.
Not only that...
I mean, he was defeated by kids.
No, he was defeated by being locked inside someone's mind as it was getting erased. Which proves that he's not fully invulnerable.
Yeah, and he also did apparently try to contact a god axolotl to save him.
Yep.
Which, that sentence in itself is bizarre.
It is. Bill is just weirdness on steroids with meth, a little sprinkle of insanity, and also this giant stack of Arkham Asylum personnel files.
Yeah, Bill's weird. Now, funny, something odd did happen in real life. People were actually supposed to go on a treasure hunt.
Did you say real life?
Yes.
Okay.
Where they had to go on a sort of treasure hunt.
And find the statue.
Right. Many people have shaken that statue's hand. Which means that there's probably quite a few Bills running around right now.
Nope, he was gone. His whole essence was gone. Because he doesn't have the ability to leave his... No, when he takes over something, that's it. His body is motionless until then. Because it's all of his essence. He can't split his ability. He can't split his...
Yeah, I understand. It hasn't stopped people from saying this, though.
But still...
But then again, who says there's only one Bill?
Yeah, here's the thing that I pointed out in my top 13 cartoon villains. Go check that out if you guys. Link will be in the description right above Ed's head. Yeah, sorry, I have the power around in this place. Anyway, my point was, Bill's whole plot was because this stupid little idiot decided to free him to get Stan's safe combination to get the deed of the Mystery Shack.
Yeah.
Think about that. If Gideon didn't do that, Bill wouldn't have been released.
True.
So all of this was because some little idiot got greedy.
Yeah, and Gideon also did want Mabel for some weird reason.
Yeah. Speaking of which, what were we talking about?
Bill.
Right. He can literally manipulate anything at will. He can make anything into a weird monstrosity to kill people. Hey, Gideon, why aren't you dancing over there? Chop, chop. It happened again, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think after mentioning him in my top 13 villains, I think something may have happened.
Probably.
There's not even a Gideon over there! Or is there? Ed?
I think Bill's messing with your mind.
Quite possibly. Okay. Between these master manipulators, who gets the win?
I kind of have to give it to Bill. Bill has far more variety in his abilities. Mm-hmm. And frankly, he's done something that Loki would not be able to do in 1,000 years.
Which would be?
Destroy an entire dimension.
True. Not only that, but he could have destroyed so much more if he wasn't brought to Earth.
Yeah. So actually bringing him to that one specific place on Earth was actually a good thing. In a twisted way.
Loki, on the other hand, while he's powerful, he kind of relies too much on that staff and the Mind Stone aside of his own magic.
Yeah. I mean, he does have his... we forgot to mention this, but Loki does have his daggers.
That is true, but also Bill can just turn them into cheese puffs or something.
Yeah. So, again, Bill wins because he has more variety in his powers. He has far more power than Loki. And he's a better strategist. In the weirdest sense of the word.
Strategist being a word for Bill isn't even needed. He's more like a insane nutcase who everything goes right.
Yeah, basically.
So overall, Loki put up his Asgard for this fight, but finally, an insane monster was able to decipher this victory.
Nice.
Finally, a good joke to end on. The winner of this fight is Bill Cipher. Don't forget, reality is an illusion. Buy Bitcoin. Buy. Happened again, didn't it?
Yep. He finished. He took you over and finished the video.
Wait, he fully finished the video?
He literally did his own intro.
Did he do what? Did he do what I'm doing for the last of the month? He didn't do the last video, did he?
He did this ending video. He did the ending of this video, is what I mean.
So he hasn't announced what's going to be happening next.
No.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good. Okay, so that's it for this my third top 13 video. Thank you, E. Excuse me. Thank you, E, for joining in.
Yep.
Like, comment, subscribe down below, ladies and gentlemen, and join us next time where we're gonna cry wolf over a game review. Goodbye, son of a